I'm happy that you guys like immediately latched on to the title there. Yeah, so that is actually the idea for today's stream. So we're going to be going through a slightly modified version of another site, just using some inspect element. Hopefully the music isn't too loud. You guys have to let me know. And figuring out which Pokemon we would be willing to consume. Now, it's not just is it edible, right? It's we're trying to figure out like, would you actually want to eat this thing? Beanie collection video win. Uh, yes, they're all basically knockoffs. To be fair, is this thinner for Pokemon? If you know what the actual site is, basically, I just changed the text down here. But welcome everyone to stream. I hope that this idea isn't that stupid. This is what chat voted for in the Discord. Granted, nobody knew what was being voted for because I just listed it as a secret third option, and of course, no one can resist the secret third option. So again, it isn't just is the Pokemon actually consumable, right? I'm glad that's a thing. It's also figuring out like, would you actually like what you're consuming? Exactly, Jody, and that may or may not be the site that we're using right here. Luckily you can make an account, so our progress will be saved because we're not going through all 1025 Pokemon. So starting off, I guess, with this Bulbasaur, I mean, what is Bulbasaur supposed to be exactly, right? It's like a frog plant hybrid thing. I need to look up, like, what is Bulbasaur made out of? Animal and plant. Yeah, but, like, isn't it supposed to be, like... I don't think it would really be that good. A frog, I guess. I mean, yeah. Like, Smash or Pass, but in food terms, basically. Would it be like this, like, eating lettuce? Because we don't really know much about like its physiology, in all honesty. He's a creature with a plant parasite that grows with it. I don't know, man. I'm not down for just eating straight leaf, you know. So no, I'm good. Okay, Ivysaur. I mean, it'd be the same thing. You're basically just like eating a flower. Same with Venusaur, but probably even more poisonous. Probably even more like spores. Like, I'm good. Toter Frog. Alright, so Charmander. Guy has to have some spice behind him, right? Like, God, this is such a dark topic that we're going down. Definitely fry Bulbasaur's ball with garlic butter. Exotic salad. See, I'm just not a big salad guy, though. I don't know about Charmander. Like, I feel like he's just too small, right? Like, there wouldn't be enough meat there. A bowl of water, then cook, I guess. I don't know about Charmander, but maybe Charmeleon? Naturally spiced lizard, exactly. Like, that has to have some spicy meat. Hey, Juno, thank you very much. Can't wait to see an immediate descent into madness. Dude, we're already into madness. We're not even 5 minutes in the stream. Actually, no, we're 6 minutes in. Bro, what are you doing? Nothing good for the community. Need cinnamon, Charmeleon. Yeah, I don't know about Charmander. At the same time, Charmeleon wouldn't have. I mean, he does have that belly, right? There's probably some meat there, and it would you know I think we're gonna call it on Charmeleon. You have to boil because fire Pokemon are resistant to fire. That's a good point. But are they still resistant to fire when they no longer exist? Like when they're not alive anymore? I think Charmeleon is going to be our first consume. Because I mean, at this point, it's just meat with like a natural spice to it, right? And like I like me some spicy food. Yeah, we're gonna go. Charizard, I don't know. It'd be really tough meat, right? Like Charizard still has some fat, but he's a lot more a lot more lean. Lechonk. I mean, yeah, Lechonk would be an easy one. That's gonna be a long while from now. I wanted to be able to go in like a random order, but you can't on this site. It's just a set order, right? It just goes in Pokedex order. It would kill me before I could eat it. Yeah, I don't know about Charizard. I think it's too old at that point. Spicy wings. That's a good point. That's a good point. How do we have a thickness for Charizard's wings? How thick are Charizard's wings? There's not explicit data available. Yeah, I didn't think so. Because I feel like they'd just be like, they're not that thick, are they? Chewy leather, probably tough meat. I don't think it would let it eat. Well, see, it's not a question of can you, it's would you, right? He's like 5, 6 feet tall. Yeah, but his wings just don't look that dense. They're pretty big. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for the spicy wings. All right, we got Squirtle. I think this is a pretty firm no. I mean, it's not like people don't eat turtle, but it's not something I'd be into. Wartortle, same thing. Blastoise, same thing. Caterpie. I don't see. I think most bugs for me are gonna get a heavy pass. Charizard tail can be a dish, all muscles. That's a good point. They are going to be pretty big. Turtle soup. Squirtle needs to be made. Yeah, and like I don't know, man. Like, because the question is, would I be willing to eat it? And I don't want to eat turtle soup, so I don't think I do Squirtle either. I don't want to eat bug. Yeah, I don't think so either, man. Like, can you? Yes. Would Caterpie probably have a lot of nutrition? Yeah, probably. But I don't want to eat a bug. Metapod, definitely not. Butterfree, no. Weedle, again, we're just in bug territory. Kakuna, I don't even think you could. Beedrill, who's out here eating bees? Now, honey, sure, but not the bee. All right, so now we get into fun territory. We have a Pidgey. I would have Caterpillar tastes like peas. They eat bugs. Oh, believe me, I know. I'm not a bug eater. No, wait a minute. It looks like sugar snap peas, gooey and crunchy. Just you can eat from. That's a good point. See, I don't disagree, right? Like, you can eat a Pidgey. How big are Pidgey though? I feel like you'd want to wait for it to evolve. Which does Pidgey? Let's look up how much Pidgey weigh. 4 pounds. You're not gonna get a lot out of a Pidgey. Pigeon is too small. Pidgey is too small meat wise. I agree. Like, you'd 100% want to wait for that Pidgey to grow up. So we're not gonna do that one. Now Pidgeotto, that's a plump boy. Like, that's a much bigger boy. I'm down to eat a Pidgeotto. Pidgeot, yeah, same. It loses some of the weight, right? It loses some of the meat, but it's still an adult at this point. Like, I'm down. Some people actually eat pigeon. It doesn't really surprise me. It's like Cornish hen. Eat the evolutions, exactly. People and quills in their eggs. He's a turkey. All right, I don't think I'm eating rat. I'm being honest. I don't see myself wanting to eat rat. Spearow, again, probably just like too small to really consider. Let's look how much Spearow's weigh. Oh, 4.4 pounds. Okay, a bit heavier than the Pidgey. What do you guys think? What do you guys consume a Spearow? Like, I understand this is assuming that, you know, this is life, right? Like, you don't have the same food options in the Pokemon world that you do in this world, right? You can't just go out and eat a chicken. Chickens don't exist. Hell yeah, he's like a quail. That's a good point. Okay, I'm leaning towards we eat the bird. I'm leaning towards we eat the Spearow. Oh. Yeah, I'm going for it. Fearow, Yeah, again, that's gonna be a lot more turkey-like. You're not gonna get much out of, like, the wings and stuff, I imagine, but just all belly area. Eat all birds, pass on bugs. I'm sure there are some birds you wouldn't want to eat. The more meat, the better. Yeah, let's go for Vero. Ekans, I know people eat snake. I feel like it's more of a survival thing. I'm not eating snake. Arbok, nope. Pikachu. All right, would you guys eat a mouse? Probably not. We gotta ask the question though. How much does Pikachu weigh? Oh, Pikachu is 13 pounds. Really? 13.2 pounds. And it can lift 27 times its own body weight. If that's important to this conversation. Spearow eats meat some more better for protein. That's a good point. Lugia looks yummy though, not gonna lie. I already think Pikachu, but not regular. That's a good point. Yeah, original Pikachu, I'd probably be down for. Maybe they have. I can actually switch like the style here. Yeah, they don't really have. Okay, I want to eat that one. I would not eat the Pokemon Center styled Pikachu. Pikachu smothered in ketchup is the. That's a good point. It's electric rat. Sorry, I write stuff, so I don't know. See, again, like I agree. It's the rodent aspect that's throwing me off. But it does look edible. I think we're gonna lean into it. Full of electrolytes. Okay, nope, going for it. Thank you. That was the deciding comment. Raichu, look, if we're doing Pikachu, you have to, right? Sandshrew. I just don't like, I feel like it'd be hearty. I feel like Sandshrew as like a stew, right? I think it's like a stew Sandshrew would work. Like a beef stew. Yeah. I talked myself into this one real fast. I was originally thinking like, oh, I don't know, but Sand stew. I did not put that one together. Sand stew is fantastic. Not my boy. Sandshrew stew. Yeah, I just at this point just for the meme. Sandslash though. I mean, all those spiky things would have to go. That's a lot of work. Fight for a few hours. Yeah, like, we're talking like a crock pot, like a slow cooker. Then smash the shell for meat. I don't know about Sandslash. Like, it'd be a lot of work to prepare, but after that, it'd probably be just like Sandshrew. But honestly, there's less meat on his bones. I think we pass on Sandslash. I think once it evolves, once it ages too much, it stops being as edible. Gruesome to get Sandslash. Yeah, I agree. Like, yeah, too much work. It's not worth it. It'd probably be like a delicacy in some parts, but what even is Nidoran supposed to be? Bunnies does make sense. Nidoran appears to be based on a porcupine, a rabbit, mouse, or hamster. I mean, if we're going off of like rabbit's good. Like, rabbit is good. What I want to eat it, rabbit stew. Poison pin Pokemon, I think. Whatever that even means. Yeah. I just don't know. I think you have to take the poison into account, right? Poisonous, yeah. People eat rabbit and guinea pig meat. Okay, guinea pig meat is messed up. If that's true, that is messed up. Would the male and female have different tastes? That's a good question. Is it poisonous or venomous? The description says venomous, but you can eat venom but not poison, I'm pretty sure. Is Nidoran venomous or poisonous? Wow, I spelled that completely wrong. I don't think we're gonna find great answers on this. It says that as it uses its horns and barbs to release poison, it makes it poisonous rather than venomous. Yeah, but you don't really have that many depictions of the word venom in Pokemon. It exists, right? I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking we avoid the poison, so all of these are just gonna be no's. Yeah, bunch of not eats this go around. Alright. Let me cut up on chat real quick. There's a way you'd have to cook it. That's true, messed up, but true. Maybe like eating quillfish, you'll have to take away the venom. Yeah. Can I read my guinea pig? Yeah. As poison fangs, so probably poison. They're not as big in a small dog. They look tasty even though it's poisonous. Clefairy is thick. It's got lots of meat. That's a good point, but would it be good meat? Could be one of those risky foods like blowfish. Yeah, and see, again, the question isn't can we consume, it's would we, right? And I'm sorry, I'm not going to eat a fish that's supposed to be really good tasting if the risk of death is that high and I'm putting that much trust in the person preparing it. Like, I'm good. Man, I really don't know about Clefairy. Cotton candy? Oh, you think it would be sweet? You think it'd be like a natural, like, sweet meat? Huh. I'm really mixed on this one. I'm just leaning towards no. Like, I'm heavily leaning towards no. Like, I'm hearing good arguments for it. I think with poison Pokemon, it's like Fugu fish. 100%. It's fairy, so probably. Does Clefairy have meat, or is it just bloated? That's a good point. We can actually look at its weight. Oops. I had an alarm still. Clefairy weight, 16 pounds. And that's only at 2 feet. Okay, that is 2 feet tall, though. Yeah, 16.5 pounds at 2 feet. I feel like it's pretty light, isn't it? Those taste sweet. Aren't they from the moon? Exotic. That's a good point. They're from space, so soft meat, airy. Tail is big. It must have some weight. That's a good point. You slice into Clefairy and it's cake on the inside. Oh, man. I'm really stuck on this little fairy, man. Is this like the hardest one? I don't, clearly, surely not. I agree, could be cake on the inside. You know, if we're going into a restaurant and we just don't know, I think I'd be down. Like, if they said it was a dessert meat, we're gonna eat Clefairy. That of course leans into, yeah, Clefable would be the same thing. Vulpix. Man, I'm just... No. Who here is opposed to eating Clefairy? That's right, no one. Vulpix, again, I think it's just, like, too small to consider. Ninetales, though. I mean... Do we have, like, a measurement for Ninetales tails? How long are Ninetales tails? They are 12 to 20 inches. So they're at least a foot long and can be as long as almost 2 feet. I mean, based on like the thickness of the tail, you have to take into account some of that's a lot of, you know, the outside is going to be hair. They're going to be a bit thinner than that. Like fur. But all I'm saying is one Ninetales, and that feeds a family of 9 at least. Like at least a family of 9. Eating dog, no. Spicy meat, fox meat, gamey lean. The tails are mostly fur. You think so? He's only good for the fur industry. They have so much hair, it would get stuck in your teeth. Well, you don't eat the hair. Better coat than food. All fairies are cake aside Sylveon. Actual tail meat, like 6 inch at most. Tails are probably mostly fur. I doubt I can find any info on that, though. Let's see. Yeah, Ninetales tails are primarily made of fur, just like the rest of its body. Yeah, okay. That's an easy pass. Alright, Jigglypuff. Man, we had the discussion about fairy types. And now we're just back to this, like, pure fairy again. I feel like if a creature can sing, is it really healthy? Is it really ethical to eat at that point? I mean, we're not really discussing ethics here, rather just consumability. I think Jigglypuff is... Yeah, it's another concern, right? Like, it's got some large eyes. He's a bloated annoyance, just KO him, I ain't eating him. Dang, Jody. It's a huge ball. It's goat meat, let's do it. Oh yes, the eyeballs. Think Kirby, but cotton candy consistent. Yeah, but Kirby is definitely just mostly air, right? Like, Kirby's like mostly just empty. Has to be filled with air. Yeah, and Smash Bros. Really likes to lean into that with, let me look up. Jigglypuff weight. Really? Jigglypuff weighs 12 pounds. Like, we were eating birds earlier that were 4 pounds, alright? I don't think weight is gonna be the problem here if it's if it's at 12 pounds. What's their height? It's 12 pounds and only 1 foot and 8 inches. Like, that's more dense. That's more dense than the Clefairy. Birds can sing and eat those people. I think Herbie is gonna eat you first. You know what, man? I think we said yes to Clefairy, and we just learned that Jigglypuff is more dense than Clefairy. I think we would be liars if we didn't just say eat. Like, I think we'd just be liars at that point. Am I wrong? Does somebody have a counter argument before I go clicking that button? Its vocal cords could taste good. I don't like that phrasing. All right, well, I asked for a counter argument and I get an agreement, so we're gonna go with it. Wigglytuff, again, we're just gonna have to follow that line through. All right, Zubat, it's a bat, man. I know people eat them. It has never sounded appealing to me in any way. Most like a puff pastry. Like, if someone can make an argument for a Zubat, I'm willing to hear it out, but all I'm saying, we're at 90%, 95% on do not eat right now. Let me look up. Zubat weighs 16 pounds. At 2 feet? Wow, those are some huge bats. Don't have a lot of meat on them. No argument here. Like, people eat bat. Like, they eat... I don't know, man. I'm good. Same with Golbat. No. Oddish, again, like... Is Oddish supposed to be like a turnip? Like, what are you supposed to be, buddy? Like an onion? Yeah, like a root vegetable. I'm guessing it's like an onion. Primarily based on the mythical mandrake plant. Okay. Yeah, which are known for screaming when they're pulled out of the ground. Yeah, okay, radish. Yeah, I'm dumb. Also incorporates elements of other bulbous plants like onions and turnips. I'm leaning towards yes, and I'm not a big vegetable guy, but like, I don't know, the mythical mandrakes, were they supposed to be like something about eating them? Let me see. Okay, so yeah, in folklore and legends, mandrake is depicted as a wide range of properties and uses, sometimes including consumption. It's crucial to understand that in reality, mandrakes are extremely poisonous and can be fatal if ingested in large quantities. Legends surrounding its consumption often romanticize or exaggerate its effects. And Oddish is poison, as we discussed earlier. Poison might not be a good idea. Oddish is definitely edible. I was leaning towards yes, but now... Just a veggie, throw him in a soup. He can go in the Sandshrew stew. That's a good point. That'd probably be a good combo. Sandshrew stew with some Oddish seasoning. Plot twist. Oddish is a mythical type. Pass. Onion turnips sounds good. Mandrakes are... yeah, medicinal, but like, also saying that they're extremely poisonous to eat. And I mean, Oddish is a poison type. I was heavily leaning yes, but I'm starting to lean the other way. Like, as a seasoning, sure, but like, how, the poison effects. Vileplume looks good, though. It's the huge yummy mushroom. Okay, I'm even less on Vileplume. I'm going to say no to Oddish, if only because I'm not a big veggie person to begin with, but when you incorporate the fact that it could be extremely poisonous, nah. Gloom, no. Similar reasons, poison. See, you said mushroom. I'm not a big mushroom person at all. I actually hate mushrooms. I also don't think it's supposed to be mushroom at all. It's supposed to be like a giant flower, right? Yeah, it has the world's largest petals. Throw them in a stew for your enemy. I would eat Vileplume. I just don't know. Ooh, okay, I completely started typing wrong. I'm heavily leaning towards no. It's based on the... oh god, no, it's based on a corpse flower. Vileplume is primarily based on... I don't know how to pronounce it. Raphsela arnold flower? Also known as the corpse flower. Yeah, there is no way in hell. Yeah, it's the single largest flower in the world and emits a strong, unpleasant odor, attracting flies for pollination. So, not only is it based on this, but they even says, right here in the description, has the world's largest petals, just like the corpse flower is the world's largest flower in real life. And the corpse flower's whole thing is to smell like rotting flesh and to attract flies. Would you really want to eat that? I think this is a hard pass. Yeah, never mind, hard pass. Could eat them for recreational fun. Are disgusting, so maybe it would be awful. Straight stink poison flower. Doesn't it taste... if it doesn't taste bad, then stinks a lot. I feel like that if it stinks horribly, like rotten flesh, it probably tastes like rotten flesh too. Does this sound good, right? Yeah. This is probably the easiest pass once we had the context. Paris, again, not into mushrooms. But Paris isn't really the mushroom at this point, right? Because the mushroom takes over Paris, but it hasn't been taken over yet. Yeah, I'm heavily thinking pass, because whatever crustacean Paris is supposed to be, it's already infected. Like, I'm good. And then at this point, it's more mushroom than... yeah, I'm good. Venonat, again, we're talking bug. It's a big bug this time, but I'm sorry, bug types for me are mostly going to be passes. A moth? Diglett. Okay, now this is where we have a lot of mystery come into play here, alright? We know it's based on a mole, right? Crab and mushroom, basically. Yeah. We know it's based on a mole. But Diglett is meaty, but we don't know really, do we? Hot dog! It's juicy, let's do it. But we don't really know what's underneath, right? Like, what... We never have an answer to what's underneath Diglett, right? How much more could there be? If we assume that this is all. Let me see an earthbound that buys flowers and grow in your head after being attacked. Mole dog. He's vermin meat, that's the fun part. Yeah. Where it feeds on plant roots, sometimes appears above ground. Oh god, flowers, mushrooms. Obviously Diglett is... let me see. Oh, Diglett only weighs 2 pounds. Like... I think that's an easy pass. What? Why is Dugtrio 73 pounds? Why does 3 Diglets coming together, which should equal about 6 pounds, suddenly turn into 73? Alright, well that's an easy pass on that one. Why is this 73 pounds? A team of Diglett triplets. Yeah, it even says like a team of Diglett triplets. Shouldn't it be maybe a bit over 6 pounds? You know, they got a bit bigger. Huge earthquakes are burrowing 60 miles underground. 2 pounds not worth it. Dugtrio is 3 times the fun. He probably tastes like dirt. Eat rocks. No, I'm also thinking passing Dugtrio. I mean, if it's gonna take 3 creatures to make your meal, like Meowth. See, people would get mad if I said yes, but to be honest, I don't think I would say yes. Like, I don't think I'm eating a cat. Now, Persian, I'd be more willing to consume, right? Got some more meat on there. It is still a cat. Not thick enough. That's a good point. Like, are there any large cats that people do eat? Bad fortune to eat them. What about Fido? I would eat Fido, let's be honest. It's literally in the name. I don't know about Persian. Like, I'm heavily leaning no, but I'm waiting to see if we get, like, an argument in chat. Let's see. Yes, some cultures do consume feline meat. Yeah. I assumed someone does, right? That's kind of normal. Everything gets eaten somewhere in the world. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. If you're starving and stuck in a desert. Yeah, like if I'm dying, sure. That much. I don't think I could eat Persian. I'm allergic to cats, I'll pass. That's a good point. Alright. Now, the question of would you eat duck? I'm gonna have to be honest here. Psyduck is gonna have a lot more meat than Golduck, right? If we only had to go with one, I'm going straight for Psyduck. He's duck, I'll pass. Man, I've actually had duck growing up. Duck is fantastic. Roast duck is good. Yeah, duck is fantastic, man. Fat duck meat, salty. Duck is greasy meat. That's true. Yeah, an easy one on that one. It'd probably be moist too, right? It's a water type. Okay, Golduck is a bit more plump than I remembered in my head. I don't know. I feel like this would be a weird one. Like, it has more aquatic features, right? It'd probably be a weird combination of duck and fish. Like, it'd be like parcel. Like, it has some of that like seafood taste to it. I'm pretty sure you can buy duck meat in the stores, so why not? Yeah. Fishy duck. He's lean meat. I'm stuck, man. I feel like the fish taste being added to duck just would not work out. Until you eat a duck fish. I'm gonna say that I'm willing to try it. Nothing of it as seasoning and ketchup can't hide. You know what, Borisu, I'm on your side. Yeah, we're eating that Golduck. That was our 15th eat. We've denied 40, alright? I'm not as much of a monster as I probably thought I was. Mankey. I don't know if I'd ever want to eat monkey, if I'm being honest. I don't know, man. I don't think I'm eating Mankey. Should I go into story time this time around? I actually have a story. About not me eating monkey. It's a ball monkey. Yeah, you know what? Let's go into story time. My dad used to do a lot of traveling for his job. He had to work with translators and all of that. And I don't remember what country he ended up in, but it was a common thing for him and his translators to mess with each other. And sometimes this messing with each other would go a little far. They went to a restaurant, and again, I can't remember what country they were in. and the translator recommended a thing for him on the menu. My dad can't read the menu anyways, so it's not like he would know what's being recommended or even know what to order. Although that, it's kind of considered like rude to not go off of recommendations from, you know, people that are native to the area, yada yada. So he ordered what the guy recommended, his translator recommended. And a while later, the server comes out, and there's a monkey's head on a plate, and they bring it over to the table, and the top of the skull has been cut, and they take it off, and it was steamed monkey brain. My dad had a big thing about how he is willing to try anything from these cultures that he would visit, and that was the first time that he said he just couldn't do it. He was like, "Nope, I'm good. Like, sorry." Like, it was the first time he ever said, like, "No, like, I'm not doing this one." Yeah, that was a little messed up. Then dump it when no one's looking. So with that story in mind, no, I am not eating Mankey. Love your hat. Well, that's traumatizing. Yup. I would get it to go. Can I take the monkey head with me? Or I noped out of there so fast. Yeah. Excuse myself to the bathroom, doesn't come back. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he was being messed with, but that's a pretty wild thing to do to someone. Primeape again, same. Nah. Alright, Growlithe. Man, I'm gonna have to hard no on that one. Now, when we get a bit bigger, when we get here to Arcanine, again, do I want to eat dog? No. Would I? Like, we're just talking about, like, again, we're trying to remove ethics from the conversation, right? We're just talking about if this was considered ethically fine to eat. And it was just some Arcanine meat on a plate, like an Arcanine steak. Brazen meat. Isn't there? Yeah, 100% Borusu. You already said you would eat Fido. That's a good point. Fido is like a heavy exception. Like, you just gotta bake that boy for a bit, and you know, then you can throw some Arcanine meat between the Fido slices. Same here. If it's not life or death situation, I can earn myself to eat Arcanine. Would I say that Arcanine is edible? Yeah, probably. Easy sandwich. Would I eat it? Probably not. Hey, Obsidian, welcome to the stream. I'm thinking no. I'm leaning no on the Arcanine. Poliwag. I mean, it's literally a tadpole. Alright, I'm not saying that I haven't had frog legs growing up and that they weren't good. This isn't even a frog yet. No. Now, Poliwhirl, we're getting somewhere. Dip the Fido sandwich in the sand stew. That, oh my god, that's fantastic. Yeah, the cat and dog Pokemon are the ones I couldn't eat. If Pokemon had to eat each other, what would they choose? I mean, that would just depend, right? Smart idea of making Arcanine your pet and using it to hunt something else. Exactly, yeah. Frog meat drop for Poliwag. I'm thinking Poliwrath, right? What about, I mean, how much is a Poliwhirl weigh? All right, let's Poliwhirl weight 44 pounds at 3'3". I mean, usually when you think of like consuming frog, it's frog legs, right? Like you fry the legs. There's not a whole lot of leg going on here. And I mean, it's also not like the size of a frog. I mean, we're talking 3'3". That's a big boy. Like 44 pounds. Remember, the spiral is the intestine. I want to eat frog even though it tastes like chicken. I grew up with parents who are very big into cooking, so I've tried all kinds of things, and frog legs are actually pretty good. I haven't had them since I was like a young teenager. It's a French delicacy to eat frogs. Don't they also eat snails though? Probably a lot of meat in that body. Man, I'm gonna have to say yes to Poliwhirl. And of course, for Poliwrath. I mean, you get the bigger late. You know, let's look at the comparison. Poliwrath weight 119 pounds. Dude, you were feeding your family with that for a while. Yeah, 4'3". Huh. I mean, yeah, that's an easy one. Abra. Using its ability to read minds, it will identify impending danger and teleport to safety. See, I'm not sure if you're referring to Poliwrath or if you're just really excited about eating Abra, but I don't think it's much to eat. Inner muscles are big for lots of protein. Okay, that's definitely Poliwrath you're referring to. Abra's too skinny to even consider. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Abra Evo line doesn't seem very appealing. Yeah, like not at all. We'll take a second look. Okay, Kadabra Tail though, right? Right, there could be something there. You could get something out of that Kadabra Tail. It's all bones to the Abra line. He's puny. Kadabra... Wait. Oh, you say he's puny. I assume you're referring to Abra. Kadabra's 4 feet tall, 124 pounds. Tail looks mostly meat. Exactly. Yeah, instead of Slowpoke tail, it's Kadabra's tail. Like, I think the rest of it would just go to waste. I think most of that weight has to be in that tail right there. Right? Like, I mean, he's 4 feet. He's, you know, we're talking like, what, 50, 60 pounds in the body, and then the other, like, 70 in the tail at that point. He just come with a bonus spoon. Yeah? He'd be good in the, Sandshrew stew. That's Beef Wellington right there. Man, I was thinking we were gonna deny the entire Abra line, but nah, man, we're gonna eat Kadabra. Alakazam, no. Like, I mean, he does come with 2 spoons, right? That'd be better for your stew. But that's the only upside, is that he comes with utensils for consuming. He doesn't have anything really going on for the consumption. Unless you're real big into mustache, right? Alright, Machop. No. Like, bone broth. Machop would just be like super solid, right? Like, is Machop actually supposed to be like, made out of like a stone? I'm looking it up. So yeah, mostly muscle, that never tire or cramp. Extraordinary muscle grants it immense strength. Let's see. 3 thin rib-like stripes can be found on either side of its chest. Oh, some Machop ribs. How much does Machop weigh? 43 pounds. 2 feet tall. 2 gamey. Yeah, and it says it can throw 100 humans, so like, Machamp has muscle to eat, so good protein is worth it. That's why it's a trade Evo. Good for jerky. Yeah, I could see it. I'm thinking we're gonna have to say no to Machop. I'm thinking its evolution. Like, Machoke, I think, would be, again, too much. I don't know. Machop, jerky makes so much sense. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna lean into Machop. Machoke, I'm also think, man. I don't know. I feel like at this point it'd be too much just like eating a person, right? Like, nah, I'm good. Machamp also just too person-like for me. Bellsprout. Okay, so we're back to poisonous plants. Capsaicin eats bugs. See, do you really want to eat a plant that eats bugs, right? Like that's like a common thing with meat. You don't really want to eat if you eat an animal that eats trash, you know, it's not really good for you. I'm thinking Bellsprout's going to be heavily the same way. The whole line emergency jerky. Yeah, gonna pass on Weeping Bell, gonna pass on Victory Bell. Good question here. Anglers who hook them by accident are often punished by its stinging acid. Maybe good for medicines. Yeah, but not really for food. It's the side eye you if you're eating Machamp. Ground him into powder, then drink him. I mean, squid. Yeah. I've had calamari once, and while I liked it, it also gave me food poisoning. That was years ago. Like, I didn't think I would like calamari at all. Like, I really didn't think I would like it, but I was convinced to try it, and it was actually pretty good. But then it gave me food poisoning, and I was sick for like 3 days. And just from that, I don't think I can bring myself to do it again. So, no, and no. The fish situation, poison squad free hats. I mean, really? You want to eat a rock? Like, are they actually made of rock? I like seafood, but nothing squid-based. Hell yeah, eating rocks. No one wants to eat rocks. Like, it is actually made out of rock, right? Except for 3-year-old me. Did you used to eat rocks when you were a kid? That's a little wild. If it's a rock, I probably would. Literally a Geodude. Yeah, but like, is that just the name, or is it literally made of rock, right? Like, I assume it is. Like, right, it has to be. Yeah, primarily composed of rock. Well, some interpretation suggests it might have non-rock insides, like its eyes and tongue. Its body is largely made of rock. So there's a chance that there's something in there, right? There's a chance that there's something, you know, you crack that open and there's like some deliciousness inside. Some quartz look very pretty. Best to break my teeth. Like a candy, so I want to judge Pokemon version of hard candy. Yeah, I think it's just the hard no. Graveler, same, even more so. Golem. Now see, there's some meat going on Golem, right? Boulder-like body is extremely hard. It can easily withstand Dynamite Blasts. I mean, surely the rest of him is going to be just about as durable, right? Nah. Alright, we got Flame Horse. I think Ponyta is a similar situation where you'd rather wait for it to evolve before you can even really make that argument. Now Rapidash. I've made a joke for years. Evo Ponyta too small. Yeah. I've made jokes for years about wanting to eat horse. And I actually like learned that horse is a legal thing to eat in the US. It's just extremely rare. I guess it's like you have to get like a special license in order to serve it, so only like a couple restaurants in the US have even bothered to get that license. But supposedly people who have eaten horse like it. Let me look up some reviews of horse meat. Horse meat is generally considered to have a mild to slightly sweet flavor. In this case, it'd probably be pretty hot. Described as a cross between beef and venison. Do people said they couldn't tell the difference between horse meat and beef. Taste can vary slightly depending on the age of the horse, with younger having a lighter, more delicate flavor, and older having a richer, more intense taste. But in this case, we can assume there's a bit of spice in there, right? Comes with fire to cook it with. Probably harder to cook, though. Turn them into glue. Because then Geodude had meat on the inside. Imagine you're a kid, your Geodude, like fallen and cracked, and there's meat and bones and Jesus. Uh, necklace don't be good, so its flame keeps it warm, so hot food. I love venison, but refuse horse. You have to pet animal for me, I can't eat it. Again, we're trying to remove morality, right? The idea is, as much as possible, removing morality from the argument. Just, would the food product that is served to you be something that you would be willing to eat, right? Like, not as a moral question, but as a flavor question. Glary one probably has hair into cotton candy, just shave it. And in this case, like, man, I gotta go. I gotta go with our Rapidash. We're gonna eat that horse. I am so hungry I could eat a horse. So Slowpoke. I mean, that just has to be good food, right? I mean, Slowpoke tail, at minimum, you have to try it, right? Like, wasn't it like a crime though? Because like Team Rocket was like smuggling Slowpoke tail. Incredibly slow Endopia, it takes 5 seconds for it to feel pain when under attack. So you can even like, you know, when you put it down to make the food, it won't even know. Salty sea hippo. There's a cannon dish. Yeah. Yes, like a sea pig taste. I mean, the answer is obviously yes. Has to be good if Team Rocket wants it. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going yes on this one. Just the classic one that everyone wants to know. Why was it such a big deal in the Pokemon universe to eat the Slowpoke tail? So yeah, easy yes. Now when we go to Slowbro, the tail is still there, right? The shoulder that is latched on the Slowpoke's tail is said to feed on its on the host leftover scraps. It still has the tail, it's gonna be even larger now, right? If anything, it'll be more tender because it's been getting chewed into this entire time. Like it's like some pre-chewed for you. I like the whole art of it. They grow their tails back. Yep, just remove the shelter. Exactly. Like, there's 2 dishes in one. I don't know about that. Like, does shelter really have much going on there? I think at the very least, you know, the tail would be like almost improved with a Slowbro. Oyster-based Slowpoke tail. Oh yeah, what if you serve it inside of the oyster, right? Inside of the shelter. Like, you serve the tail still inside. Like, you cook it that way. Yeah, that's an easy one. Magnemite. Yeah, man, I want to eat me some screws and magnets. Magneton, obviously. Farfetch'd. Now, it does come with its own seasoning right there. The sprig of a green onions it holds as its weapon. Use much like a metal sword. I mean, this has to be a yes, right? It's literally holding the thing that you're gonna throw it in the crock pot with. Farfetch'd comes with leek and duck. Farfetch'd with leek, yes. I mean, it's like buying a meal kit, right? You're not just buying duck. You're buying a complete meal kit at your local grocery store. Honestly, I feel like if this was real life, you would have Farfetch'd. You'd have like it served in grocery stores, and the cheap grocery stores would sell you the leek separately, even though we know it comes with the leek. Yeah, I mean, I'm eating that duck. I don't know about this one. Makes it poor flying with its fast foot speed, leaves giant footprints. I really don't think the duo, unless you guys got some good arguments. Farfar delish. He's almost begging to be eaten. He's like, look, serve me with this. Put me into sand stew. Doduo. Wait. 84 pounds. He's a pretty big boy. 4 feet tall. Ballbird. Eat ballbird. Ostrich. Maybe eat their eggs. Killing it just for the tiny tummy. Not worth it. I like how the sad music is playing now, while we're contemplating eating the duo. Why do we have to get to the sad music at this point? I've never had an emotional attachment to this bird, but now that the sad music is playing, can we really hit that E button? I'm not sure how loud you guys can hear the music. I hope I have it loud enough. Here, I'll turn it up so you guys can hear the sad music. Make sure you guys can really hear this. Oh, is it ending? I think the song's ending. Oh, wait. Hold on. We're getting a bit more upbeat. I think it's telling us we have to do the duo. Yeah, that's true. So you can just eat any Pokemon's eggs. Yeah, I think the music is telling us we gotta eat that bird. Alright, Dotrio. Again, I think it's basically the same thing. If anything, now you have a little bit more meat, you know, kind of on the legs there. Again, there's not much in the head area. But surely it weighs even more. It's probably a bigger bird ball there. Weird one is the Manaphy egg. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'd eat Manaphy egg. It's worth noting I'm allergic to eggs, so I wouldn't be eating any Pokemon eggs. Running chicken could be a pain to hunt with its 3 heads. Each Pokemon eggs turns out as a legendary is found dead in the next 24 hours. I mean, if the egg looks gummy, though, that's a good point. It could just be like a gummy. Yeah, I think Kaduo is just another. Dotrio is just another easy one. All right. Would you guys eat a seal? I think it's like mostly blubber, right? Like, I think it's an easy pass, unless again somebody has a good argument. But it's gonna be mostly blubber. Like, I don't think that's gonna be like a good hearty meal there. I want to eat it. Feel has a lot of meat. Alaskans eat it, really. It is popular with trade. People who do Masuda method would thrive in egg. All right, let me look this up. Okay, seal meat is generally considered very nutritious and good for you. It may not be a common choice for many people. It's lean, high in protein, and packed with vitamins and minerals, iron, zinc, magnesium, and vitamin B12. Healthy fats like omega-3 fatty acids. Low fat content making it a good option for those watching their fat intake. Yeah, let me just eat a seal real quick. Sorry guys, I'm starting my diet. To be honest, I didn't know that seal were supposed to be that good. Seal meat can be described as having a faint fishy or gamey flavor. Some people can compare it to liver or duck. Okay, liver had me out, duck has me back in. Man, the health benefits and the comparison to duck, I think I'm down for it. Seal and Dugong. Hold on. Did my stream drop? I'm guessing not. Liked liver as a kid and now it's yuck. Yeah. But I think the duck comparison and all of like the crazy amount of health benefits that were listed, I think this is an easy yes. No, okay, cool, thank you. I mean, we already said yeah, so yep. Grimer, yeah, man, 100%. I'd love to eat me a poison sludge. Fine for me. Okay, cool. I mean, somebody would, right? Like somebody would. I'm good. Shelter. I mean, yeah. Like, it's basically just like a clam, right? Pudding. Let's eat a Trubbish and Garbodor. To be fair, there's probably some things inside of Trubbish and Garbodor that would still be okay to eat. I wouldn't, but, you know, if you were desperate, you're real hungry. Yeah, I think this is just an easy one, right? It's a very, very mixed subject. Some people love clams, some people don't. I'm okay with it. I liked it a lot growing up. I haven't had it since I was a kid, so I don't know if I'd still be into it now, but we'll throw it on the list. Cloyster. It maybe? It is that supposed to be a pearl, or there's some meat in there, right? Like the inner ring isn't like shell, right? Like that's the actual guy himself. I'd starve before I eat trash and slime. You say that until you're actually starving. You never know, man. Whole meat part is its face. I didn't care about that. I'm leaning towards yes, right? It's just like a bigger claim. This is controversial. I'm not even gonna go there. Starving, here I come. Free pearl with your double claim soup. We already said yes before. We're gonna say yes here. Can you eat a ghost? No, to be fair, we don't know. We don't know what ghost tastes like. Ectoplasm could be amazing. We don't know, right? At the same time, I'm not gonna be the first one to try it, just to see what happens. Oh yes, my favorite, gas. Can't eat the dead. That's pretty much all that we eat, though. We pretty much just eat the dead. But isn't he a ball of gas? But he's also a ghost. And the poison definitely throws you off. Well, you can eat the dead. What if while eating it possesses me? Yeah, that's not a concern of mine, right? Like, I'm not gonna be the first guy to try eating some ectoplasm. No eat. Haunter, again, same problem. Under a full moon, this Pokemon likes to mimic the shadows of people and laugh at their fright. Looks more edible if we were to confirm that ectoplasm, 1, was actually eatable, 2, wouldn't kill you, and 3, actually tasted good, right? Then maybe Gengar would be the way to go. But I'm good. Yep. Just more rock. Drowsy. So Drowsy's like a tapir, right? Do people eat tapir? Tapirs are hunted and eaten by humans in some parts of the world. Their meat is a source of protein for indigenous communities, and they are also hunted for their hides and other parts used in medicine. They are now endangered due to overhunting and habitat loss. Drowsy is thick, do it. People seem to be down to eat Drowsy. Well, that music just came like a hard stop there. People will smoke it, turn it into soups, stews. All it can go in the sand stew. Or with maize porridge. I mean, I think the answer is just yes. Like, I feel like this is a pretty easy one in. Throw it in the soup. Yeah, man. Eat Drowsy. Drowsy is thick. Seems fatty. Don't eat for endangered Tampirs. Well, see, again, we're talking in the Pokemon universe, all right? If Drowsy was on the endangered species list, I'd say, yeah, the answer is no, but, you know, we don't have any reason to believe that they're endangered. Pasta with onyx meatballs. Just throw some rocks in your pasta. All right, we're eating Drowsy. Hypno, way less going on there. Heavily leaning towards no. I will only Milcery, not Creamy. That's fair. Those are probably good options. But not like Smoliv. I'm not an olive guy, so it would be a no for me too. Hypno is just eating a man. Yeah. John Drew just subscribed. Thank you very much. Welcome to the channel. I'm not comfy with that. Yeah. I was kind of thinking the same thing. It's a similar argument to like Machamp. I'm saying no to Hypno. Krabby, I mean, come on, man. The only people who are gonna say no to this are people that are allergic to shellfish. Krabby is easy pick. I'll eat Milcery, Aindog Creamy. 100%. Yeah. Kingler, I mean, literally just bigger crab meat. Crab is awesome. Crab is one of my favorite meals. Probably 100% going in a soup. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna throw in the sand stew though. I think think it'd be good by himself. Yeah, again, just easy Kingler. Voltorb, you guys want to eat a metal ball? It's worse than Onyx somehow. Yeah, full of electricity. We Scraggy. I don't know. Probably not. Voltorb, easy pass. Electrode, easy pass. Side dish for the sand stew. Execute. Now, again, I imagine a lot of you guys would say yes. And if this was a community vote, which actually, now that I think about it, that would be fun. We should probably try this again and do live polls on the stream. I think that would actually be really fun. It's just eggs. I would eat a metal ball, but I'm sometimes in a silly mood. Executed seeds. I mean, yeah, I just say they're often mistaken for eggs. Eggs are good for you. Again, if you fry them, they're still good. My issue is that, yes, eggs are good for you. They make me vomit. My stomach rejects them if I eat egg, or if there's egg in something and it's not diluted enough with other things, I get violently ill for a few hours. So for me, eggs are an easy no-go. There's supposed to be seeds, like sunflower seeds. Would he eat reboot? Probably. I have to see it again, right? I just add them to a salad or steak. I'll eat eggs for you. Sunflower seeds. Yeah. I mean, if they are supposed to be seeds, how big are they? Okay, they're each like a foot tall, though. And a total weight of about 5 pounds. 5.5. So every one of these weighs about a pound. That's one big seed, right? Are there any 1 pound seeds that people eat? Largest edible seed. Yes, okay, I think we actually did go out that time. We should be back now. I'm leaning towards yes on this one. I feel like it would be one of those things, like, you try it once, then, you know, kind of figure out if it's something that you would actually go for, right? Yeah, sorry about that. Hey, at least I fixed the issue that we were having, where when stream would go down, it would die, and I'd have to start a new stream. Yeah, Jody, it's not just you. My internet just kind of does that once in a while. Can you be this Pokemon tomorrow? I say blame the Nats. The Nats are gone now. Yeah, I'm thinking we do Execute. Executor, I mean, it's just a palm tree. I don't know, are there edible things in palm trees? Am I being dumb right now? Edible on a palm tree. I mean, obviously, palm oil is useful. I mean, obviously, coconuts, dates, okay. Coconuts. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot about coconuts. Master Pass on Pokemon, very yucky, I'm sorry. Most of them are just animals. Yeah, that's my issue, Orsoon. That's why I'll never do that. Like, I never found that funny or entertaining. Double coconut, largest nut people consume. Yeah, I looked that one up. I don't know. I'm thinking just for the coconut. Yeah, we're gonna go. Cubone. There is no way in hell. Easy pass. Marowak, I'd probably be more willing. I'm willing to hear arguments for Marowak. Bark inside, maybe. Its head could be like a coconut. Sure, if I eat a head though. That's actually a good point. No way, hard pass. Okay, we got one vote against Marowak. Let's look up some info on Marowak. What is Marowak based on? Dinosaurs, cavemen, and kangaroos. I mean, the caveman definitely throws me off, which is what I was kind of leaning towards. They weigh 99 pounds. There is a lot going on there, at least. He's like a Charmeleon, but less spicy. Their bone-in steaks pass. I'd eat a metal ball and a slime, but not Marowak. I'm sorry. Yeah, people do eat kangaroo meat. I feel like, though, for kangaroo, you're gonna be looking more like Kangaskhan, right? Or am I crazy? Marowak makes good meat sticks. At this point, you're just eating someone's mom. That's every time you eat something, though. Is this how Cubone lost their mother? Oh, God. Oh, we're the reason why. Yes. Hitmonlee! This is just a guy. Hitmonchan! Just a guy. Would you guys eat Bruce Lee? Lickitung. Tongue beaks into the lake. Charmeleons at least. Okay. People eat tongue. Like cow tongue. I'm not people. There is no way. People are not happy about the Marowak decision. Look, the meat stick argument is what did it for me. The tail's also okay. I didn't even think about the tail. I was blinded from that. The people that eat cow tongue, this is a no-brainer. Mostly tongue, so no. I don't think about mostly tongue, right? How much of like a tongue's body is just tongue? I'm not gonna find actual info on this. Let's see here. In relation to its body, Lickitung tongue is twice as long. It can stretch over 6 feet and 6 inches. Most prominent and defining feature. Yeah. Lickitung weight. Okay, it gave me the weight for a Ford F-150 Lightning. Definitely spelled Lickitung wrong there. Lickitung. 144 pounds within a 3 feet body. What is it? 3 foot 11, so almost 4. Yeah, the tongue is 100% a no-go, right? But that doesn't mean that other parts aren't useful. It'd be so fatty, even more like bacon already. It's the best part of Lena and tail meats. One of the entries says it's mostly tongue. Yeah. Rooks like those hummingbirds where the tongue goes so far into their body. I want to eat the tongue. I don't know what Lickitung is licked. That's another good point. Fat equals flavor. Yeah, good point. I imagine it's reptile to an extent. I want to be jazzed about eating. Yeah, what is it supposed to be based on? I didn't even think about that. Lickitung based on... oh, it's based on a yokai. Lickitung, an type Pokemon, is primarily based on the Japanese yokai called Akaname? I'm so bad with pronouncing anything foreign. Akaname, which translates to fifth licker. Known for licking up the grime and dirt in unclean bathrooms at night. Huh? Lickitung also shares characteristics with various lizards, including the blue-tongued skink and chameleons. Boys, I'm thinking we don't eat this yokai. I'm thinking we don't. I'm thinking we don't go for this one. Yokai, a ghost meal. Okay, I'm down to dine. I spoke to Chalupa. You really did. That's a definite no for the tongue. I thought chameleon. Oh my god, heavy no. I mean, I'm happy I looked that one up. Coughing, it's a ball of poison. I mean, come on. I would rather eat rocks. Yeah, same. Fat chameleon, bathroom crime, eating lizard. Yeah. Yeah, that... Oh my god, I am never gonna think about Lickitung the same. I want to look up this creature. Sorry, we're still on the Lickitung. We're still in the Lickitung conversation right now. Akaname yokai. Yeah, it's pretty disturbing. I can definitely see where they got Lickitung from this. They're trying to find a good depiction to really encase this. God, some of these are like way too like vile to go showing on stream. You know what? You guys have to look it up. It's Akaname. All right. Actually toxic. You only die once. I think there's actually some yucky art of the yokai itself, but you. Like durian has a horrible smell. It tastes amazing. I don't know about that, but like eating an ashtray, exactly. Trainers would try to smoke it. Yeah, easy pass. Wheezing, easy pass. Rhyhorn, again, there might be some meat under the armor. I have my doubts, or at least that there's gonna be much. And you're downright eating coughing, really? I mean, you can just go outside your local gas station and empty out the ashtray. Rhyhorn, I just really don't think so. There's too much like, is this like metal? Well, I'm guessing it's like a rock body, right? What Ebo would cry. If I'm okay with eating Geodude, I'm willing to eat coffee. It's weird that you're okay with eating Geodude. Rhyhorn would be crunchy. Runamie, maybe 2Gamey 2, probably not worth it. Its body has to be made of rock though, right? Is Rhyhorn made of rock? Its body is partly made of rock. Covered in gray rocky plates. Let's go a bit more bold on this one. Does Rhyhorn have meat? Rhyhorn does not have meat in the traditional sense. It's primarily depicted as a rhinoceros-like creature covered in rocky plates. Its body is described as being made of rock instead of flesh. So yeah, literally nothing to eat there. Primarily grazes on grass, evolutions eating leaves and even cacti. So yeah, pretty easy no on that one. Probably not worth it. Too much armor. It has meat? Not from what I was seeing. I gotta go. Fun time eating Pokemon. Also remember to eat Chansey. Thanks for hanging out, C. I'll see you later. Google Aganai, it's very disgusting art of it. And art of Anime Boy. Yeah. Tastes like pork or chicken. Yeah, but in this case it would just taste like rock. Like it would taste like pork or chicken, it tastes like rock. So no. Right on. Also, no. Alright, well here's the one C one of those to eat. So do we eat Chansey? It does have an egg, as previously discussed. For me personally, I can't eat the egg. But we've eaten basically every fairy type up until this point. Like a lot of that 35 down there is fairy type. It has to have a heart. That's a good point. I'll eat 4 Chansey. I'll eat Chansey for you. Yes, with its egg. Chansey. Oh yeah, Chansey is not fairy type. I don't know why I always think it is. You might be allergic to Chansey eggs. That's not chicken egg. That's a good point. That's a good point. I'm able to actually eat Chansey egg. Let's look up some Chansey info here. What is Chansey based on? An axolotl. So we're talking reptile again. You know, I don't know how they put that together. Like these little things right here. Like it's just a fat axolotl. It's just a heals you from being allergic to egg. There's an anime girl Akaname. That's wild. It also says that has some relations to chickens, mostly due to the egg laying. Kind of fishy and fatty. It's weird that it wouldn't be water type if it's based on axolotls, right? Like normal and water. Chansey weight 73 pounds across 3'7". 76 pounds, 3'7". Puff pastry, but with axolotl meat instead of fruit. Searching Google photo is a magical experience. I'm leaning towards yes. It's a very tentative yes. Any arguments for yes or no in chat? People are saying yes with the egg. There's meat in there somewhere. Big meatball. Yeah. Yeah, it's worth a try. That's what I'm thinking. Tangela. So it's literally just vines, right? Is there anything else there? Similar to seaweed. Primarily, let's see here. Come on, I'm not really getting good if no. I'm heavily leaning no. Might be good fried. Well, eyeballs, insides, I guess. Spaghetti. Yeah, more of a garnish, right? So Tangela is based on tumbleweed-like massive vines, inspired by swamp monsters. Vines covering its body give it a round, tangled appearance. I'm heavily leaning no. Like the seaweed references and stuff is not my thing. I want to taste like seaweed because it's not in salty water, ocean water. That's a good point. I don't like seaweed anyways. It's disgusting. I'm just gonna say no personally. I could see people saying yes to that. Kangaskhan. All right, so now we're getting more kangaroo, right? Am I wrong? What is Kangaskhan based on? Yeah, kangaroo. Incorporating elements of kaiju and Mongolian something armor. Combination of kangaroo and Genghis Khan, so partially person. Do we eat the baby too? See, that's where we get a little mixed up, right? Because I'm thinking like, yeah, kangaroo meat's supposed to be good. It does have a baby though. Eat the baby first? That's wild. Like, the question is, if a baby Kangaskhan is removed from its mother's pouch, is it going to be fine, right? Can you continue to raise it until it's edible? I feel like the baby would be a regional delicacy. You're not wrong. I'm not Kangaskhan, are you dumb, but I'm not evil. I feel like the weird shell armor things going on would be very good eating wise. If it didn't have a baby, I'd say dine. That's what I'm leaning towards. The armor plates are also throwing me off. But surely those are just like plates, right? It can watch you eat its small. Jesus. I'm just gonna have to say no because of the baby in the armor plates. So no eat. Now, if we had confirmation that you could raise its baby yourself and, you know, like a farm animal, then I wouldn't have an issue with it, right? All right, so horsey, no. No? Like, is there a good argument here? I'm heavily leaning no. Do people eat sea horse? Of course. Yeah, some cultures eat seahorses. primarily for medicinal purposes, in traditional Chinese medicine. They're often dried and ground into powder or consumed as a whole dried specimen in tea, soup, or rice wine. So effectively, they only eat it for medicine, and they generally dilute it heavily so you don't even taste it. For a staple of Kanto seafood, I don't think so. Definitely eating horsey. Who eats seahorse? If it's from the water, someone's already eaten. That's a good point. Yeah, powder dried horsey is a no for me. Like, I feel like there's something there, but I'm heavily leaning no. Horsey, wait. You got 17 pounds there. 1 foot tall, 17 pounds. I just got curious. Like, if somebody tried to like figure out how you would eat a horsey and it just pulled up horse meat, yeah, not eating horsey. If it doesn't cure cancer, then no. And again, like for medicinal purposes is one argument for a lot of these, but we're not talking medicinal, right? We're just talking a meal. It's bigger than actual seahorses, so at the very least, horsey jerky. Seadra, I feel like it's a lot less, like a lot less here to actually even consider. Like horsey, yeah, more armored. All right, so Goldeen, yeah, I knew goldfish. Is that all that it's based on? Specifically the Tosakin bred for its flat, curvy tail. Draws inspiration from koi. The horn might also be a reference to a Hindu deity. How much vision is in its barb? Yep, eating a Seadra armored like lobster. Poison, literally just get rid of Goldeen's horns and you have a fish, for sure edible. It's a big fish, why not just fry it? When koi are just huge carp. That's a good point. Seems like it's better for decoration than food. Yeah, I feel like in an actual use case, right, you'd probably just have like Goldeens, almost like a koi pond, right? They just like some pets. But yeah, I mean, without the horn, it's literally just the fish. I mean, I've had God, I've had swordfish before. You don't eat the sword bit, you eat the fish bit. So yeah, I'm down for Goldeen. Sea King again, same thing, bigger, more meat, sure. Staryu, no, like heavily no. Again, I'm willing to hear argument. I'm willing to hear argument. I don't know what to look up for this one. Hard pass, not edible. Yeah, like I'm very much thinking no, but somebody might. I've been convinced by chat on things that I was hard no on, so I'll give it a second. But I am very much leaning towards no. We've actually eaten more than I thought we would. Staryus and Starmies are a pass unless the gym is like hard candy, but I doubt it. I really don't think so, Bluebirds, but I'll find out. Like, surely, again, we've learned every culture. Yeah, starfish are sometimes eaten in China, Japan, and somewhere. I'm not even trying to pronounce it. Some are edible, but they are not commonly eaten. They have hard, bony skin, and chemicals that make them taste bad, and or are toxic. Thinking we, again, hard pass on that one. I'm sure DC stars, not yummy. You eat part of it grows back. How do you cook it to eat it? Yeah, I've got starfish. So infinite struggle meal, as I said, not, yeah, heavy no for me. Starmie again. I mean, probably some value there. Yeah, right there. Some people value the core as a gym, but I'm good. Mr. Mime. Literally just eating a guy. Again. Would you eat your local mime? If anyone says yes, I am heavily judging. What do you eat, Ash's dad? Set him on fire. Now, see, that I'd be more okay with. Scyther, what even are you, buddy? Praying mantis, yeah. So we're just eating bugs again. You know what? Let's look it up again. The answer's gonna be yes, but do people eat praying mantis? The answer's gonna be yes. Yeah. They're a food source in many cultures, particularly in tropical regions, and are sometimes prepared by grilling, frying, or smoking. We got some options here. Rich in protein, vitamins, fats, and essential minerals. Again, I'm good. Not the Ash's dad thing. There's literally a video of him preparing Mr. Mime, pseudo-cannibalism. He can cut my lawn. Yeah, that's a good use. Giant bug pest. There's chocolate-covered bugs. I'd be sad to eat Scyther. I love praying mantises. Yeah, not only would I not want to, ethically, as we've discussed, we're trying to avoid the ethical argument as much as possible. But just the fact that it's not only a bug, but a giant bug, I'm good. Jinx, again, it's just a person, like, effectively, it seductively wiggles its hips as it walks. No. Electabuzz, also very human-like. What is Electabuzz based on? Is Electabuzz based on... yeah, it's based on the Japanese mythical creature, the Oni. Kenny, just subscribed. Thank you very much. And welcome to the channel. It's a person that's like eating your neighbor. A horned ogre. Would you guys eat an ogre wearing tiger skin? Incorporates elements of lightning and tiger, particularly in its tail and the lightning bolt shape on its body. No, this is an easy no. Magmar. I feel like this wouldn't just be spicy. I feel like it would actually be like not healthy. I would date ogre, not eat. It's like the yokai thing. Yeah, exactly. Is Magmar base? I'm losing my ability to type. Also another mythical creature, the Karura, K-A-R-U-R-A, a mythical fire-breathing creature from Japanese Hindu Buddhist mythology, depicted as a humanoid with a bird-like head, often breathing fire, which aligns with Magmar's fire-based nature and fiery appearance. Incorporates elements of a salamander, a mythical creature associated with fire, potentially other bird-like creatures, reptiles like ducks and iguanas. Let me duck pass. Spice fat duck, dry meat. Again, I'm thinking too human-like. The dry meat, yeah. The duck is interesting, right? Again, we keep... There's a lot more duck-based Pokemon than I was originally aware of. At the same time, I'm gonna pass on Magmar. Pinsir. If it fails to crush the victim in its pincers, it will swing around and toss it hard. I mean, it's just like a pinch bug, right? Like, it is a bug, and again, bugs are usually a no. Let's look up Pinsir. Yeah, based on the stag beetle. Yeah, I heavily leaning no. You definitely not. Yeah, again, it's just another giant bug. Like, there could be something good in there, right? Crack open that shell. There could be some good protein in that. Well, so you guys are saying crunchy bug, but you don't realize, like, these things are huge, right? Like, Pinsir... Wait. Yeah, Pinsirs are 121 pounds at 4'11". They're almost 5 feet tall. Like, Kennedy, if you're still in chat, this thing is like almost your height. Like, you guys describe them as crunchy. That's because, you know, whenever you think about eating a bug, you're thinking about, like, you can't really extract the meat from the shell. In this case, like, it wouldn't be that hard to do, right? Uses his horns as weapons. Like, Bug doesn't sound appealing even in Pokemon Universe. See, I agree. I feel like there is an argument to be made here, though. Walking into the kitchen, you see a pincer crawling in your house, grilling it, and smashing the shell for meat. That's what I'm thinking. Like, almost like crab, right? Like, you're not eating the shell, you want to be able to. But in, like, a crab-like argument, I think there could be something there. Not much, but something. I'm real 50-50 on this. I think I've convinced myself. Crabs are literally exactly. If it's all I had, then maybe. If it tastes like crab, then maybe. If it was a crab, I'd be so down. Bug, though. Like, this might be the first bug that I actually say yes to. Like, again, the crab argument, right? Like, the idea, like, the word bug, I think, is throwing too many people off. I think the word bug is throwing people off. Like, I think in this context, it's a lot more like a crab or lobster, like, you know, at this kind of size. I'm not that desperate for bug. Yeah, like, I don't think it would, like, I don't know. I think it'd be one of those things that you would just have to try to know, right? I'm gonna throw it in the eat list. The first bug. Tauros. I mean, Tauros is literally just a bull, right? Unless I'm dumb. Tauros, like, yeah, a bull or bison. I mean, that's an easy yes, right? Like, how big even are Tauros? Tauros. Tauros weight. 4 feet tall, 200 pounds. Yeah. Tauros steak, Tauros burger, Tauros burger, bull meat delicious. Yeah, I think Tauros is just another easy one. Tauros burgers are in. Oh, you know what? I think you're right. Tauros burger. Oh my god, while looking that up, I pulled up a post on Reddit where somebody named a bunch of Tauros in Pokemon Go. Carl Jr., In-N-Out, Herdes, McDonald, Steak and Shake, Cookout. Like, they just have a collection of Tauros that they named after burger restaurants. Yeah, imagine a green steak from a shiny Tauros. Oh my god. Wait, Tauros collection has grown. Oh, people are giving me more ideas. people are giving them more ideas for restaurants. Okay, again, just an easy win. It's like Wagyu, yeah. Magikarp. I mean, there's almost no meat to be had there. Like, it's a carp, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that's like a common thing people have, like, talked about. Yeah, based on the Pokemon anime, Magikarp are primarily scales and bones, offering little sustenance. According to the anime and manga. Meowth even broke a fang attempting to eat one, highlighting the hardness of their scales. Despite this, some fans and fictional recipes suggest that Magikarp can be prepared and eaten, with the meat tasting similar to salmon. God, these are like fan things. Someone described as preparing a blackened Magikarp, suggesting with the right technique it can be cooked and enjoyed. Some sources speculate that it could be one of the more commonly eaten fish Pokemon due to its prevalence. So official sources say no, fans say yes. Grilled Magikarp, but still it's a fish just put on a grill. I mean, even in real life, like, carp is just, like, not a good fish to eat because there's so little meat there. They do get big, though. It is a common meal. I don't think it is. Like, I literally just saw a thing saying, like, it's straight up not in the official Pokemon universe. Mr. Beast's gonna pull up and make a video about eating the $1 million shiny golden Magikarp. One of those fish is not worth the effort. That's what I'm thinking, like, sure, just like an actual, you know, like, cheap river carp, right? It's probably not worth eating, but you could, right? It's absolutely the spam of the Pokemon world. Yeah, no. Now Gyarados. I mean, is he just basically like a sea snake? Yeah, okay, it's Chinese dragons and sea serpents. I also am questioning like the meat here. That's good eating. It's a fish you buy if you're broke. Yeah. Grilled meat and teriyaki sauce. I don't know about Gyarados, man. Like, I think there's an argument here. Could be good. I don't think that there's gonna be that much on him, right? Then again, he is a big boy, so not like a good like meat to weight ratio, but there's still gonna be a lot there that you could go for. Tell me at least try dragon meat. Thing is, though, it's not a dragon. I think it's not gonna let me eat him. Could become sushi. That's a good argument. I'm not a sushi person, but that's a good argument. I'm gonna say yes. It's something I'd be willing to try once again. Like I lean more towards eat than not eat, so we're gonna go yes. Dragon adjacent. Lapras. Again, morally an instant no from me, but we're trying to keep morals out of it. Yeah, Loch Ness Monster, a reptile plesiosaur, incorporates elements of sea turtles, snake neck turtles, and even Viking ships. There's not enough to go off of on what it actually is. I'm most of the time just taking into consideration that you have to hunt all of these and not buy. Yeah, we're talking like going to a restaurant, right? Or like picking up from your grocery store. Rips of shells devour instantly. To be eaten or not to be eaten? That is the question. Is eating a horse? Just no. Kind of escargot, giant turtle. See, the turtle is making me say no. The fact that I really like Lapras is also making me say no. But like, we're talking Loch Ness Monster, or an extinct reptile plesiosaur. And reptiles, I just don't know, man. At least most of the time, right? Some are fine, like, you know, we talk about frog legs. Gruesome but a lot of meat, maybe similar to seal or turtle. I'm really in the middle, like, I'm real stuck on this. I think the ice type is also throwing me off. Like, the ice typing itself, like, real cold meat, right? Like, you know, whenever you, like, have meat in your freezer and it gets freezer burnt, right? Like, can you still cook it and eat it? Yeah, but it doesn't cook the same. I'm gonna have to say no. Use Magmar to cook and eat it like sushi. Yeah, I'm saying no. Ditto. If Ditto transforms into, let's say, a sand stew, would it taste like sand stew? Or would it just taste like Ditto? It's like, they're like, I'm eating Ditto. He can become any food. No slime factor. If Ditto dies while transformed, does it change back? It does not revert to its original Ditto form. The transformation is maintained until the end of battle or until the transformed Ditto is switched out. Since death is the end of battle for that specific Pokemon, it will remain in its transformed state even after fainting. So theoretically, Ditto is like the Omni meat, right? Like, Is there a hole in this? Pink slime exactly. Yeah, that's a Pokemon McDonald's would be using for all their nuggets. Just Ditto. Ditto jelly. Shoving it in a bowl. Ditto is definitely taffy. I could see that. Ditto has theoretically failed experiments. He's probably toxic. Probably. Maybe that's the drawback, right? Like, it's extremely unhealthy no matter what you turn it into. But it still tastes like what you turn it into, right? Would taste the same no matter what form, because it's always Ditto. Can we eat Substitute? If it tastes like what it transforms into, then yes. Substitute is a plush, though, yeah. One Roman guy that builds resistance to poison and I can eat it. Maybe like tofu, that's a good argument. That's a great point. If I'm eating Grimer, I'm eating Ditto. I think it's a bit of a difference between Grimer and Ditto here, guy. But I mean, not as big of a difference, right? But Grimer's definitely just 100% poison. Ditto, it's questionable. And the Substitute was real. I have a little Substitute doll somewhere. I actually have. Yeah, it's up here. I think once we get to the end of 151, I'm gonna be taking a brief break, like a 1-2 minute break, and yeah, I can grab it. I'm saying yes on Ditto. I like the idea that it's a trade-off, right? That it's very unhealthy, but it can be and taste like anything you want it to. It doesn't give you the nutritional benefits, right? I like the idea of that trade-off, and with that in mind, I'm going to say eat Ditto. Huh. Now, this is where we get to the fun ones here, boys. So, people tend to say Fox, right? There's so many things people argue that Eevee is. Fox, cat, dog, rabbit. The evolutions are gonna be where it gets real fun. You've eaten Fox. I can't say I have. Eevee weight 14 pounds, very much on the light end. 1 foot at 14 pounds. Seems more fur than meat. Not eating Eevee, even if it wasn't my favorite Mon. I have to agree on the fur argument, but there's still going to be a decent amount of meat there with 14 pounds. It's a very small little thing. It's a foot tall, right? Like, average height of a chicken. Yeah, so yeah, for a chicken, you're talking like 20 to 27 inches. So yeah, it's smaller. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's a no. Now's where we get to the real fun ones, boys. I mean, Vaporeon would just be like seafood, right? Evolutions is beef Wellington. Vaporeon weight 64 pounds, being 3'3". It's just a big yeah, I agree. Like, this screams just fish. This is like that fish duck argument. I'd eat it. I'm leaning towards eat, like, very much. Ethically, no. He could disappear or disappear on you, so how could you eat something you can't see? Thick meaty fish. Man, I'm gonna have to say yes. Like, I mean, it's just seafood. Jolteon, aside from being my favorite evolution, I also just don't think would be. I think a lot of electric Pokemon have just been a straight up no. Jolteon, we're looking at 54 pounds, 2'7", covered in quills as far as I know. Yeah, are those quills? Is Jolteon covered in quills or just fur? Primarily fur, but prickly and made of electrically charged needles. So it's bristling fur. So basically, yes. So similar to a porcupine. Anna Grant is subscribed. Thank you very much and welcome to the channel. Like hedgehogs, I need him to charge my devices. Maybe another stew Pokemon. Okay, we're back to the stew argument. I think as stew it could work. I can just, you know what? I'm not even going to continue questioning it. We're eating the Jolteon as well. Flareon. I mean, if we're doing this stew argument, right? We got gumbo right here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would take some work to prepare a Jolteon. Much more work than a Flareon or a Vaporeon, but it's still doable. Ethically, morally, my thought process would be so different. Just fish up a Vaporeon and make yourself a big plate of sushi. I mean, Flareon has to be a yes, right? Like, some spicy gumbo. Yeah, spicy stew meat. Yeah, that's another easy one. Porygon. No? Like, it is just like, what is its body made out of? What is Porygon's body made of? I wanted to say like metal, but Porygon's body is made of programming code and polygons, not organic matter. It can convert its body into digital data, allowing it to travel through cyberspace. So it's just a Digimon. Porygon is essentially a virtual being composed entirely of code. But what if it's really deliciously written code? Wait a minute, AI. I'm eating AI like eating a computer. Yeah. Evolutions are basically the same dish but seasoned different. Yeah, I could see that. No, I didn't even read it. It's literally written right here. Pokemon that consists entirely of programming code capable of moving freely in cyberspace. Yeah, easy no. Ammonite. It is long extinct. Could be a rare delicacy, right? How often do you get to eat an already extinct Pokemon? I'm already eating Voltorbs, so like, snail. That's a good point. I'm not big on eating snail. Lack of meat. I see some meat there. There's definitely some meat on our Ammonite. Ammonite weight 16 pounds, 1 foot. Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely like an escargot situation, and I'm definitely out on that. Sad meal because you can't even put salt on it. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a heavy pass. It's not all meat in the shell though. That's a good point. Yeah, I'm passing. Omastar, some more meat going on, but again, I think it's another pass for me. Ancient snail doesn't sound good. Well, it's not really ancient, right? Like it's only been alive for a couple of years. You know, we brought it back. His body's been refreshed. Yeah, no, Omastar. Kabuto, is there an argument here either? Like, I keep wanting to just click like no immediately. I need to, you know, take my time with it. There's a fossil and found on the ocean floor eons ago. Kabuto, weight 25 pounds, 1 foot 8. Kabuto based on yeah, horseshoe crab. And the trilobite. No. Let's see. Boil and slurp situation. Hell no. Sea roach. It's got blue blood. Use it for science. Yeah, I'm passing up on that one, and definitely passing up on Kabutops. Ooh, Aerodactyl. Okay. So you guys want to eat a pterodactyl? That's the question. Like, we don't really have a good point of reference for this guy, right? Like, it's not one of those, like, entirely hypothetical. But when that roam the skies in the dinosaur era, its teeth are like saw blades. How rocky is it? Good question. Rock and Aerodactyl. Not really seeing much on that, to be honest with you. Mega Aerodactyl, yeah, the sharp stones growing all over its body. Let's see here. I'm trying to figure out where this is at. There's like a long post. I'm trying to find it. Sharp stones growing all over its entire body, indicating a rock type. But that's only for the Mega form, right? Albatross and Dynamite, I'd get him through taxidermy. It would be like eating lizard and alligator. I mean, gator's good though. Pokemon Home Wonder Trade literally today got Aerodactyl, that is from the good old days. Not a flex, it's not a very good one, but I'm keeping this. Well, that's awesome, man. If it's meaty enough, worth a try. I'm thinking the same thing. Like, I'd be down, right? The little hands do throw me off, but I'm down. Snorlax. I mean, it's a bear. Yeah. Oh god. All right, we're getting to legendaries. Articuno. I mean, it's an ice chicken. I feel like we're talking the freezer burnt situation again. Roasted chicken. I'm thinking, like, Articuno's probably gonna be a no from me, but the other two are probably gonna be yeses. Although Zapdos is real thin, though, right? Could be freezer burn, ice chicken, ice chicken, ice chicken. It would melt on a grill, though. Yeah, but, like, maybe if you, like, real slow cooked it, right? Maybe you could make it work. But personally, I'm gonna lean no. I mean, Zapdos does have a bit more of a belly going on. How big is this boy? He's like one of my favorite legendaries. You think I would know? 116 pounds, not as big as I thought. 5'3". There's not much in the wings here, though. I mean, all the depictions, its wings are like paper thin. Eating legendaries in the Pokemon world is probably taboo. Probably. Articuno, it cooks at room temp. He'd spark up my appetite, man. I think you only really got, like... Let's look at some other depictions here. Like, I think, like, the kind of torso is kind of the only option here. I think it's kind of like the only good option. You're probably not coming out alive from trying to eat legendaries, but still, that's a good point. Right, like, we're talking 116 pounds, but, you know, you have to exclude the head, the wings, the tail, the legs, you know, bones, citric acid sprinkle. I still think it would work, right? I'm gonna say yes. And then Moltres, again, a lot of the fire Pokemon just sound like they'd be good to me. And I mean, we're looking at like a fire chicken here. Like, I mean, look at that. Look at that. Man, yeah, Moltres is an easy consume. Roasted chicken, yeah, it comes pre-cooked, brother. Like, look at that thigh meat right there. It looks kind of thinner in a lot of the other depictions, but the clean style right here, like, yeah, Moltres looks super tasty. I'm 100% down for this. Yeah, that's an easy one. Dratini, you guys want to eat a sea snake? That's what it's supposed to be, right? I know it's a dragon, I know, but I'm thinking you don't really eat this till it fully evolves. Yeah, sea serpents. Also inspiration from a Loch Ness Monster. I'm thinking no on this. Yeah, Sea snakes. Based on an Asian dragon. Multi drumsticks for the win. Nom nom slurp. Definitely good rotisserie chicken. Yeah, I'm really thinking no on Dratini. I'm thinking the same thing, around the same answer for Dragonair. But I gotta be honest with you guys. Also, one of my favorites from the original 151. Dragonite, though, man. Like, you guys were saying earlier, like, oh, you know you'd eat some dragon. Here we go. And I'm definitely thinking I would eat this big tubby guy. I don't think I'd have any issue with this one. I want to see some arguments in chat, but let's look up in the meantime. Dragonite, wait. Whoa! 463 pounds. 7'3". Even at 7 foot. 463 pounds. That is some density. Gotta try some dragon. I just want to ride a dragon. Well, you can ride it first. Dragon feast. Yeah, man, like that's gonna feed your village. Like that is huge. Yeah, just based on dragons, pretty simple. The aspect of Chinese dragon, the idea of a snake transforming into a dragon after a long period of training. Yeah, this feels like an easy one again. And Dragonite. Yeah. Easy. That's our 50th meal. Mewtwo, again, we're just eating a guy, like... I'll hear you guys out, okay? But this is more than likely gonna be an easy no from me. Like, I'm willing to hear out the Mewtwo argument. 269 pounds, alright. He's got some weight on him as well. 6'7". Still thinking no, though. Eating a guy, plus you're probably dying in the process. Well, he's also like, you know, like I said there, like gene splicing, right? I'd be afraid of like, what would happen to me after I eat him? The question is, would you eat a man? Maybe his tail, but also kind of awkward. I feel like most psychic types want it tastes good. I mean, we got Drowsy. Yeah, Mewtwo, it's a pass. And Mew, I mean, this has to be a pass, right? Let's look at the stats. Mew weighs 9 pounds. 1'4", weighs 9 pounds. God, I've got to start muting my phone whenever I stream. Let me go ahead and do that now. That do not disturb button right there. Nibbles on Mew, pass. It's small and also ancient. Like, I'm gonna say no. However, surely if you ate Mew, you would get some like superpowers, right? Or you would just die. One or the other. Either you would die, or you would get some like crazy superpowers. I would eat it if it asked. If it asked to be eaten. Alright, not eat. And with the original 151 out of the way, we chose to eat 50 and not eat 101. I see we, some of these I kind of overrode chat on. I do think it would be fun to do another stream. I'm not done yet, by the way. We're going to keep going. I do think it would be fun to do another stream and kind of get some polls prepared so we can actually like let the community decide. I think that might have to wait though, right? Like right now I'm sitting at what, like 17 viewers, 19 viewers. It kind of is jumping. I think I'm gonna have to wait until I have like a bit more of an active chat. That'll probably have to wait until I'm actually streaming more consistently, which should be every Friday from here on out. If I fail, it'll fall over to Saturday. I'm still hungry though. Chikorita straight away, yes. Even if I love the little pickle. Well, I will be right back. Give me like 1 to 2 minutes and we will start over on Gen 2. So I'll be back here in just a little bit. And we're back. Let me turn music back down again. Again, you have to let me know if it's ever too loud or too quiet. All right. We're on to Gen 2, starting off with Chikorita. And what is Chikorita even based on? Based on a dinosaur. With a pair... it says characteristics of the pair and a type of chicory called the Belgian endive. Sure, man. The question is, it is a grass type. Do we think it tastes like a pear? Do we think this is just a fruit and that's just like a little sprout coming off the head right here? For me, Chikorita is a pickle with little legs. See, I don't like pickles, so I would say no to that. But to a pear, I'd probably say yeah. I think we're gonna eat this Chikorita. Bayleaf. I really don't know about this one. Also Dinosaur. Yeah, Meganium is gonna be the same, right? Let's go and look at Meganium while we're at it. Let's see. Also could be based on type of flower. I'm thinking maybe Veggie Dinosaur. Probably be healthy, right? Probably be healthy to throw in your sand stew. Veggie Dinosaur. Make a salad. I'm thinking yes for Bayleaf. I mean, there's definitely a lot going on there. I think Meganium is where it starts to lose me. It gets a lot more green. It gets that flower going on. I think Meganium is where I get lost. The aroma that rises from its petals contains a substance that calms aggressive feelings. Okay. Could maybe turn that flower into some tea, right? Pods around its neck for eating raw. What type of flower is listed for its name? Large flower-like petals. Inspiration from Titanarium. Oh, also has inspiration from the corpse flower. Let's see. I'm thinking no on Meganium. Yeah, we're not gonna eat this Meganium. Cyndaquil, just again too small. We get the Quilava though. QUL lava based on Sequilava, Weasels and Stoats. Quilava weight 42 pounds. Where's the height? 2'11". Meat weasel. I'm thinking we eat the meat weasel. Like, I think I'm down for that. Any arguments against eating the meat weasel? I mean, do people, like, surely weasel is like a food, right? Do people eat weasel? Serana is down. Spicy weasel could be good. Well, it's not common practice. Some people do eat weasel. Describe the meat as being similar to a tougher squirrel, and said it tasted okay but not great. Noted the importance of thoroughly cooking the meat to avoid any potential health risks. Well, it's already partially cooked for us. You can grill it if you really wanted to. Yeah, I'm thinking we eat the Quilava, and that's gonna obviously be the same for Typhlosion. It's just more meat. Totodile. Again, I'm thinking too small in the baby form. But when we get up to Crokinole, I mean, again, I have nothing against Gator. Like, Gator can actually be pretty good. It's like chewing on an eraser. It's a very chewy meat. But it can't be that bad, right? Crokinole, wait. People eat gator. Yeah, like I have. Gator tail can be good if prepared right. We're talking 55 pounds, 3'7". I'm thinking we go for the Crokinole. For alligator though, we got the armor plates going on, but like surely those are just plates, right? For alligator armor plates. I'm not really seeing anything when I looked that up. Although I do see a depiction of somebody making fantasy armor out of for alligator, which looks pretty wild. Could be good if prepared right. I had it once, literally. Yeah. Gator is very chicken-like, a lot more chewy. Looks pretty meaty. Yeah, I'm thinking we go yes on for alligator as well. Let's look at like 3D style, clean style. That looks kind of goofy. Showdown style. I've only eaten goat. Tastes like pulled pork. I have not had goat. I'm thinking yes to for alligator. All right, Centrit. Sentret based on... Yeah, primarily based on a ferret, which, morally very much against. But we're not talking morals. Sentret, 13.2 pounds. 2 feet. I think I just have to say no. Like, I think I legally have to say no to Sentret and Ferret because, you know, there is a ferret in this house. Yeah, gonna pass on you. Definitely gonna pass on the adorable ferret. Hoot Hoot, do people eat owls? That's a great question. First off, let's look up Hoot Hoot's weight, because I imagine it's pretty tiny. Oh, it's about 50 pounds. 2'4". Do people eat owls? I'm sure they do. Yeah, that's what we're learning. Oh, really? Every time I've looked up, do people eat this? Do people eat that? And even the ones that I think the answer is going to be no, it ends up being yes. No, owls are not commonly eaten by humans, and it is generally illegal to hunt or possess them. While some cultures may have historically consumed owl meat, it's not a common practice today, and many consider it unappetizing and potentially harmful due to their diet and potential for carrying diseases. But what do Hoot Hoot specifically eat, right? What do Hoot Hoot eat? Birds of prey consists of insects and rodents, known for hunting bug-type Pokemon. I'm heavily leaning towards no. Can't eat something that puts me to sleep. Google search after this is gonna be wild. Yeah, I probably should have done like a private browser for my search history, but didn't think that one through. No, we're not gonna eat the owls. Ladybug, no. That has to be disgusting. Same with Lydian. I was thinking the same thing. At least a search list won't trigger the FBI. It might, to be fair, it could. We are looking at eating endangered animals right now. Some of the ones that we've looked into. There's no way Ladybug would ever taste good in any universe. And like, it being bigger just honestly hurts the argument, and it doesn't help it. Spider? No. Nintendo on your search list. Again, spiders are easy passes. Bat, we've already determined no bat. Chinchou, what? CHIN based on... yeah, anglerfish, that's what I figured, I just can't remember the name. Are anglerfish like... Do people eat anglerfish? In Japan, certain species of anglerfish, particularly monkfish, are considered a delicacy and are used in various dishes, including hot pots and sashimi. The liver is particularly prized as a rich flavor and smooth texture. Chinchou weight 26 pounds, bit smaller, 1'8". It's just a bug. I'm thinking Notre Chinchou, however, Lantern's probably gonna be a yes. I can't say I know much about monkfish. I can't imagine it's that good. It's like a delicacy. It didn't look good to me at all in the images that pulled up. I'm heavily leaning no. On the actual monkfish, right? This looks more palatable. You'd pass. I'm thinking, yeah. I'm thinking it's just a fish at this point. Pichu, no. Cleffa, also gonna be like tiny. I think it's gonna be the first one of these like pink blobs that we say no to. It is literally a baby. Again though, we're ignoring morality, right? We're ignoring morality. Yeah, 6 pounds, 1 foot, nah. Igglybuff, same deal. It looks like a cupcake. Togepi, alright, so, again, egg argument, for me, is an instant no, right? Because, again, allergic, can't eat it. Is Togepi still an egg at this point? Like, it's half-hatched. Like, obviously, that's a big moral problem. Ignoring the moral problem, would it still taste egg-like? I really don't know. I'm heavily leaning towards no on this one. Again, for me, it's going to have to be a no. He's food in a shell. That's a good point. I think for some people, this would be a yes. Pokemon are different species. See, that's the issue, Ella. I don't know. I've only tried chicken egg, and every time I eat it, I vomit. I haven't tried other egg. We just had that fairy types cakes. Maybe eggy cupcake. At the same time, I don't think I can even stomach other creatures' eggs, right? Just from like the trauma of vomiting up egg. I feel like it would hit like omelet or boiled egg. I'm gonna have to go no. I think for a lot of people that would be a yes. Togetic, I think that would actually be no for more people than it was for Togepi, right? Like it looks less edible. Natu, that way too small. Xatu, maybe? Showdown style, 3D, clean. I'm leaning no. Like, I'm leaning a pretty heavy no on Xatu. If somebody wants to make argument there, maybe Xatu based on Native American totem poles and Replacement Quatazol, a bird revered. Okay, let's look up the actual bird it's based on. Do people eat? They haven't hunted for food in the past. They're sometimes hunted illegally today. Oh, it's a tiny bird. How big is Xatu? 33 pounds, 4'11". That's actually a bigger boy than I thought he was. It's bad for my mind. Looks more creepy than tasty. A bipedal bird, if you really want to, I guess. Yeah, I'm really thinking no. Mareep. Like, I want to say yes. It's just the sheep, but how big are Mareep? 17 pounds. That's a real tiny sheep. 2 feet tall. Again, like sheep, I want to say yes, but again, at that weight, like, there's really not going to be much to it at all. Sheep jerky. Thing is, Ampharos, right? Like, wait, what do I think Ampharos? What am I thinking of? What am I getting mixed up here? Right, Flaffy's what I'm thinking of. Ampharos I think is going to be a solid no for me, but Flaffy might be the good between. 29 pounds in Flaffy. Where's our height? Where's our height? I'm not seeing it. 2'7". Is there even sheep jerky? Ampharos is like kangaroo. You think so? I would say less kangaroo-like than Kangaskhan, personally. I still think that Mareep, I mean, it's still just sheep, right? It's small, but it's not like there's not enough there for a meal. I think we say yes to both Flaffy and Mareep. Ampharos is where I'm real mixed. Ampharos, let's see. Yeah, it's also based on a sheep, on a sheared sheep specifically. Also based on a lighthouse. You guys want to eat a brick lighthouse? Yeah, I'm not saying anything about kangaroo. Yeah, I knew about that. It's based on the novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sleep? Electric Sheep. I eat in rock. That's a good point. I don't think there's a whole lot more Sue won't do. Most obvious inspiration is a sheep. I mean, it's pretty sheared, right? Anything that lights up is electric. Well, it won't after it's not alive. God, it's like the darkest content I've done in a long time. I don't want to eat something like the electric licks ball. True. I'm thinking yes. I mean, it's pre-sheared. It's aside from that, it's just the sheep, and it has to be like far larger, right? Ampharos weight 135 pounds. Yeah, 4'7". Yeah, I'm thinking that's an eat. Blossom. It's flower petals. I think that's a pretty easy no from me. Marl, again, we're talking real small here. Azumarill, however. Azumarill weight. 62 pounds, 2'7". Based on yeah, combination of rabbit and a beach ball. It is the water rabbit, right? Watery cake, I eat both. Jelly cake. I'm thinking they're just gonna be like a rabbit base, right? And then at that point, we're almost talking like amphibian rabbit. The question is, would like the fishy amphibian... I think it would probably work, right? I mean, Jody's down for both. I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know about the jelly cake. Like, we're still talking like meat here. Although, okay, you guys are getting cake from the fairy. More stew. That's a good point. Again, probably also be another good stew Pokemon. Sudowoodo. Yeah, let's eat a rock that looks like a stick. Politoed. I mean, we did do Poliwrath. I don't know why I always think of Politoed as being poison when it's not. Toad. How big is Politoed? 75 pounds. That's a big boy. 3'7". Toad based on, obviously it's based on a toad, but tree frog. I'm leaning yes. I'm very much leaning yes on this. I'll eat all the rocks for you. Hell, hop off my plate. What? Fried frog legs. Yeah, I'm thinking this is a yes here. And compared to Poliwrath and Poliwhirl, it actually has very much frog-like legs, like more so than they did. They had more just like regular like legs. Yeah, we're getting a lot of Generation 2. A lot of Generation 2 is being consumable. We've done 12. We had 50 here at Generation 1. So far, we've had 12 of Generation 2. Hoppip, what are you supposed to even be? Hoppip based on Dandelion seedling. Oh, that's gonna be tiny, aren't you? I cannot type on my finger. My fingers were straight not on the home row. 1 pound. 1 pound when it's a foot tall. That's kind of wacky. This thing is like very not dense. Flying radish. Is it supposed to... It said that it was a seed. Goes in stew. That's actually not the worst argument I've heard. Specifically, it represents the early stage of a dandelion's life cycle, with its paired green leaves resembling a dandelion's first leaves. The cat-like features, like its face and ears, are likely a playful nod to the lion part of the dandelion's name. So it's like a freshly sprouted seed, effectively. Very weird stew going on here. I think if it hadn't, like, started sprouting, the answer would be yes, right? But I'm real iffy on this one. Just because of the sand stew argument he's going in. Skip bloom. The bloom on top of its head opens and closes as temperature flux space 2 weights up and down. I forgot an S there. Or just get rid of the space. Skip loom based on... I'm thinking skip loom is going to be a no. Yeah, middle stage of life cycle. Skip loom weight. 2.2 pounds. This is a no for me. Well, I'll catch it and take a bite out of it. Jumpluff also gonna have to be a no, right? Like, Jumpluff, based on, yeah, no, another life cycle of the dandelion. Yeah, that's gonna be a straight no for me at this point. We've gone too far into the evolutional line of the plant. Apalm, again, we already discussed, not eating monkeys. Sunkern is just like straight up a seed, right? Like, am I wrong? Sunkern, yeah, a sunflower seed. Yeah, it's literally just a sunflower seed. Cooking in the oven, too many spores. Eat them roasted sunflower seed. Yeah, I'm very much down for the sunkern. I actually broke a tooth on a sunflower seed, so I try to avoid eating them when they still have the shell. I got bad teeth. 5 of them are fake. Sunkern, yeah, easy yes. Sunflora, again, we're talking about full-grown sunflower at this point. I'm not eating flower. Yanma, again, we're talking a small bug, all pass. I think Pinsir is still the only bug that was a yes, and chat was not happy with me for that one. I think one person agreed with me, right? Whooper, we're gonna be talking really small. 19 pounds, a bit bigger than I thought. Again, we have to ignore morals here. So this is our next axolotl. Believe me, and I know that you can. Doesn't mean I want to. Very much thinking no on Whooper. I'll let chat figure this one out. See if somebody can convince me to go the other way. But very much thinking no. Pass lizard meat. No. Okay, so everyone is in agreement. So what about Quagsire? So we're talking another salamander. Quagsire weight 165 pounds. That's a much bigger boy. 4'7". Question is, would salamander even be a good idea? Let's look it up. Do people eat salamanders? The Chinese giant salamander is considered a delicacy in China, and this is based on a giant salamander. However, due to habitat loss and over exploitation for food and traditional medicine, they are critically endangered in other parts of the world. Some salamander species, particularly newts, can be poisonous and should not be consumed. Well, this one's not a poison type. So it's considered a delicacy in China. Maybe Quagsire wouldn't be that bad, you know? Maybe this will be a good option. I'm still leaning towards no, assuming it always bumps into boat hulls. Yeah, we're gonna go no on this boy, our goofy little guy. Oh god, back to evolutions. So I believe we said yes to all 3 of the original evolutions, but I'm starting to feel like that statement from earlier from someone in chat that a lot of psychics just don't seem like they would taste good, right? Showdown style, 3D, clean. This might be the first evolution that we say no to. So Espeon, we're looking at 58.4 pounds, 2'11". In Ukraine, I saw honey out of yellow dandelions, but blooming ones is not yummy. Confirmed by a friend who took a bite out of it and almost threw up, so I don't know. Bad luck to eat Espeon, too skinny. Yeah, I'm saying no on that one. Umbreon, basically the same argument. It's my fave, so bias, that's fair. Is eating crow even a good idea? And obviously this one's too small, but Haunch Crow maybe. Oh yeah, we don't have Haunch Crow yet. So Slowking. So we already said Slowbro and Slowpoke. They both got the tail still. Slowking. Sorry, buddy. So you biased. Earward drum? What? crows eat the dead. That's a good point. Mischievous. We're talking about another ghost. Again, ectoplasm argument. Maybe if ectoplasm is consumable, right? Maybe it would be okay, but I'm not going to be the one to test the waters. You can eat crows, because I don't think anyone would stop you, but I think people would judge. Yeah. Yeah, no mischievous. Unknown. We have no way of knowing, right? Like, would you eat a letter? You wouldn't download a car, but would you eat a letter? It's ironic that I don't know about unknown. Like, obviously, I'm leaning towards no, right? Like, they have to be unbelievably tiny. Unknown weight. 11 pounds. Okay, more going on than I thought. I wonder how much of that is just in the eye, though. Alphabet soup. Oh my god, that is an amazing argument. Eat my alphabet daily. Is there even a question? Is this even a question, considering I'm here? You know what? Just because of alphabet soup. Wobbuffet. Man, I don't even know what you're supposed to be based on. Wobbuffet based on... We are learning a lot here. Based on a wobbling toy. A punching bag and a Japanese... Would you guys eat a Japanese comedian? Wobbuffet is based on a punching bag, a wobbling toy, and a Japanese comedian. Sanpai... I'm not even gonna try and say this guy's name. Wow. Wow, probably real blubbery. Probably not a good idea. Where else do those litter needles come from? Wow. Well, I don't think I feel like eating a Japanese comedian. Well, that's for certainly a question. Yeah, no eat. Ooh, giraffe. Do people eat giraffe? Surely, right? Do people eat giraffe meat? Particularly in certain regions in Africa where it's consumed as bush meat. While it's not considered as tasty or nutritious as other meats, it can be a source of protein in some communities, and sometimes found in restaurants serving exotic meats. Giraffe meat is tender when cooked rare and has a unique flavor, some describing it as similar to horse meat or having a slight sweetness. Well, we did say yes to horse earlier. How big are we talking here? Giraffe rig weight. 92 pounds. 4'11". Boys, I'm eating that giraffe. What do you guys eat? A pine cone? How about a metal pine cone? Dunsparce. No. Gligar. No. Steelix. Borisu. You'll eat a rock. Will you eat just straight up metal? Sorry for how I write still. I'm sure I already made hundreds of mistakes. Oh, you're good, man. Yeah, obviously I know on that one. It's just a little dog, man. I gotta pass on the little dog. Big dog. You know what? I'll let you guys make an argument for Grand Bull. Grand Bull weight. 107-pound fairy type. 4'7". My chat's really big on eating the fairy types. Eat thick dog. How much of it would be? I mean, I guess there'd be a good amount of edibility going on here. Cake dog, yeah. There's the cake argument. Cake dog, eat it. You know what? You guys have peer pressured me. If this was in front of me, you guys peer pressured me and are trying it. Quillfish. No. As we discussed earlier, don't feel like the risk of death is worth it. A steel bug. No. Shuckle. So wasn't it based on like Shuckle based on, it's like a certain type of fungus, right? Organisms that lived inside of rocks and shells also resembles a turtle or tortoise. Yeah, mold Pokemon draws inspiration from multiple sources. Yeah, I'm not thinking I want to just eat straight up mold. Free juice turtle. Doesn't it produce... Oh, yeah, isn't that thing? Does it produce berry-like juice? Shuckle... Juice. But in the Pokemon universe, Shuckle, a rock bug type Pokemon... There's some police outside, sorry about that. Out there, loud. Juice by storing berries in its shell and allowing them to decompose. This berry juice is not only a key element in Shuckle's lore, but also serves as a healing item in game, destroying 20 HP to Pokemon. So hold on, it makes the berry juice, but it just like straight up gives it to you, right? So like, the mold could be that's fair. I'm not sure if I'd want to, but the berry juice thing does make sense. Thing is though, at that point, you'd keep it around for the juice. You wouldn't be eating the Shuckle itself. So I'm gonna have to say no by technicality here. Yeah, raise it to make the juice. Yeah, exactly. But mold is gross. Blue cheese has a mold. Oh, believe me, Jody, I know. I also don't like blue cheese, ironically. So, you know, not big on mold. So gotta say no to Shuckle, but I would like to try some of that berry juice. Heracross, big old fighting bug. I did make the argument for Pinsir, right? But something about Heracross tells me that whatever's inside of there still isn't good. You'd be eating Shuckle Sweet. I'm going a pretty big no on Heracross, unless chat wants to argue this one. Heracross, weight 119 pounds, also a really big boy. Not seeing height. 4'11". So, Heracross, big boy. Shuckle Sweat. My cat would eat Heracross, probably. Yeah, I'm just thinking no to this beetle right here. We got Sneasel. I mean, it's also a weasel base, right? I mean, surely. Oh, also a yokai. This is our second yokai that we've looked up. Weasel-like creatures that are centered right on the wind and use sickle-like claws to inflict cuts on people. Let me look up this yokai real quick. Images. You know, I gotta say the yokai itself also looks pretty edible. Too puny. I mean, you're not wrong. Maybe. Sneasel, weight 62 pounds. 2'11", so we're talking bigger than a chicken at this point, right? You're talking about 20 inches at your max average for a chicken. I mean, I think that there's some meat on this guy. And looking even at the yokai that it's based on also looks pretty edible. I'm gonna have to say yes to Sneasel. A very tentative yes. Teddiursa, no. Urasang, however, it's just a big bear, man. Bear meat is pretty good. I'm thinking pretty easy one. Yeah, it also eats berries, so like it's gonna have probably pretty decent quality meat going on. Ear bear honey paste. I'm thinking Urasang is gonna be another pretty easy one. So that is our 70th with 140 no's. Slugma, you guys want to eat just some straight up lava? It never sleeps. It has to keep moving because if it stopped, its magma body would cool and harden. So literally, once again, Borisu, we would be eating a rock. So Borisu would probably eat Slugma, right? If Slugma ceases to live, it becomes a rock. Eat with salt. Yeah, sorry, Slugma. Magcargo, gonna be the same deal, right? It breaks easily with a slight touch. Really? Is Magcargo, like, fragile? Magcargo... Magcargo's shell is fragile. It's described as being made of cold lava and easily crumbles or breaks upon contact. Despite this, it's not harmful to the Magcargo, as new lava will rise and harden to replace the broken shell. Huh. I actually did not know that. Just that ketchup on top. Okay, well, we learned something cool about Magcargo. Still not eating him. Sweenub. Man, I'm thinking no. Sweenub. 14 pounds. There's something going on here, right? Pig, yes. See, there are pig Pokemon I'll be down for. Sweenub is the one that I'm kind of questioning. Like, I'm thinking, like, Piloswine and Mamoswine I'd probably go yes on. I'm not thinking I'd go for this little guy, for this little fella, right? Ice Picture Poor, Meat Blob, just shave it. It is a Meat Blob, but I think I'd rather raise the Meat Blob into a bigger thing of meat. Now, I still think we're gonna have the issue, like the freezer burnt argument from it being ice type, but Piloswine feels more to me like it just lives in cold environments, not that it is itself like cold-blooded or whatever. So I think Piloswine is a definite eat. Someone's found a way, right? Like someone's found a way. Corsola, yeah, obviously, yeah, just based on Coral, doesn't have any other inspirations. Well, okay, no, people have not found a way to eat Coral. Preserves meat in the cold. Yeah, we're not gonna eat that Corsola. Remoraid, again, way too small. Octillery, again, a lot of people probably would. I don't know if I'm down for the octopus. Just eat it raw. I think you how to cook corals. Well, it also says that they can be poisonous. Some types of coral contain toxins that can be poisonous. Octillery, wait. No one octopus. I'm very much leaning no. Again, one time I've eaten calamari. It led to bad food poisoning. Don't really feel like going the octopus route. I'm going no on this one. Delibird. It's just too human-like, right? Like, it's not as human-like as a lot of the other ones that we've passed up on. Delibird based on... obviously Santa Claus, yes, but any other actual... Rockhopper, Penguin, or the Stork? Eat it with free presents. See, I think I'd sooner rob a Delibird than eat it, right? And to be fair, if I was a Delibird, I'd rather be robbed than consumed. So it's kind of a win-win. Steal the bag. Hey, maybe it has good food in the bag, right? Yeah, we're passing up on the Delibird. Mantine. Do people eat rays? Mantine based on... yeah, manta ray, that's what I figured. Do people eat manta rays? Again, yeah, somewhere. I knew there had to be somewhere. Manta ray meat is eaten in at least 35 countries and traded in at least 10, according to a recent scientific report. They're not a primary food source in most cultures. It's considered a delicacy in some cultures. Let's see here. Manta ray meat is described as edible, but less appealing than other fish, according to Wikipedia. Some suggestions for preparing it include grilling, frying, or braising. So it's described as edible, but not good. The bag is its tail. 2 food in 1. Yeah, I think the room raid aspect you kind of have to ignore, right? Because room raid they're self-sustaining; they can exist by themselves. We're not dooming this room raid to death because we ate the Mantine. I'm leaning towards no, unless somebody else, because it sounds like they just don't like. I don't know. Yeah, I'm leaning towards no. Wow, crazy lag on that one. Skarmory, a metal bird. Houndour. Okay, we're talking dog again, and again, one of the situations where you'll wait for it to grow up before you make your decision. God, discussing dogs is always just like, I hate this. This is like the worst part of this conversation. Houndoom weight, 77 pounds. Again, we have to do our best to ignore morality, right? 4'7". Now this is a video title. Yeah, it definitely is. Eat Devil Dog. Houndour is just the dog but evil and emo. That's a good point. Also fire, as we discussed, fire types probably add some spice. Its burns never heal, gotta be a pass. The pain, wait, if you're burned by the flames, you turn the mouth. Oh! Well, so if you eat a Houndour and you get a bit of spice, is that spice just never going to leave? Yeah, I think we got a pass on that one. Like, that's a pretty easy pass. Like, lifelong pain. Kingdra, yeah, we already said no to the other, yeah. Fanfi, too small to really consider. Donphan, however, so is it just an elephant it takes inspiration from? War elephant specifically. Donphan's weight, 264 pounds. Has sharp, hard tusks like a rigid hide. Forever spice. Turn them into a wallet. You know the spices ever. If you, yeah, that's a fair argument. I'm thinking yes on Donphan. Maybe. Let's look up elephant meat. Similar to beef or pork, some reporting gamey or slightly sweet taste. Some find it unpleasant or peculiar. Describes having a coarse or slightly gelatinous texture. Huh. Let me hear what you guys are, what you guys think in chat. I'm leaning yes. Like this is a heavy lean to me towards consuming elephant. Let's see. Okay, so it's actually not eaten that commonly. Central Africa, Republic of the Congo. Oh, that's interesting. So some countries like Zimbabwe and Namibia are considering or have recently culled elephants for food due to drought or food shortages. So elephant is becoming more on the menu worldwide currently. I may be eating for rocks over here, but jelly meat sounds gross. I want to ride an elephant, not eat it though. I'm gonna have to go yes. I haven't been convinced to go the other way yet. Porygon 2, so we're talking about evolved lines of code. Upgrade version of Porygon that was designed for space exploration. It can't fly though. Probably pretty bad at the whole space exploration thing. I have got to turn that off. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, obviously we're not getting Porygon 2. AI plus, no. I'm eating the AI again. Alright, we got Stantler. Sorry, no elephant rides today. I feel like this is gonna have to be an easy yes. Yeah. I mean, it's just the deer. Weight. 157 pounds, 4'7". Yeah, this is just an easy yes. Sorry, Jay, that's couch-worthy. Freeing this world from ChatGPT by eating all the Porygon. You eat Porygon by listening through headphones. Yeah, I mean, Stantler's just an easy pick. Smeargle. What is Smeargle even supposed to be based on? Like, obviously an artist. Smeargle based on... I'm heavily leaning no, in case you're wondering. Yeah, a beagle. Okay. 127 pounds. That's a much bigger boy than I was originally thinking. A special fluid oozes from the tip of its tail. It paints the fluid everywhere to mark its territory. You know, that oozing description really has me going the other way. I think Stantler is one of the tasty Pokemon. Yeah, like Stantler is an easy pick. I'm heavily leaning towards not eat, mostly because of the idea of fluid oozing from its tail. Not eating paint, yeah. Return to childhood, eat paint. Yeah, maybe young me would have eaten a Smeargle. Cut the tail then. Yeah, but where it's coming out of the tail. Where's it being produced, right? Like, it's being made somewhere inside of its body. Like, there's still paint in there. Like, he has a paint stack like skunks. Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. Like, it has to be stored in the body. Like, as an artist, I consume paint a lot, so I would. Yeah, not eating the beagle. What even is a Tyrogue? What are you? Again, like, we're just talking eating a person at this point, so the answer is gonna be no. But is there any animal inspiration here? No, purely just human inspiration. You get used to the taste after a bit, not the baby. Hitmontop, again, you're just eating a person. Smoochum, again, feels too person-like. Elekid, Magby. Boys, we got some beef on the menu. If it was a paint thinner or whatever you call it, then I would pass. I mean, can it just do paint thinning as well? Miltank is instant. Yeah, I mean, obviously. Eat cow milk included. Yeah, I mean, you get a drink to go with it. Yeah, we're doing that. Blissey. Okay, so once again, we're back to the eggs. Blissey based on a nurse. No animal thing here. So the question is, would you eat a nurse? Would you eat an animal based on a nurse, right? I'll take burgers with the side of moo milk. I'll eat Blissey for you. I mean, surely there's some meat going on there, right? Blissey weight 103 pounds, 4'11". I would say egg cake, but Blissey is normal type. Hello, nurse. Again, I feel like there's too much human going on here for me, but trying to ignore the moralities, again, that's been the hardest sticking point, right? Like, obviously we haven't been fully sticking to forgetting morality, but trying to push morality further down. We don't know enough, right? We don't know enough of its physiology. Average nurse experience, I think. We don't know enough of its physiology. I'm gonna have to go no. Okay. We are to the legendaries. First off, my favorite, but second off, people tend to get mad at me that I always call them dogs, even though they're not. This one being a saber-toothed tiger. I still call them dogs, and I will continue to do so. Definitely be on the side. Sweet meat like pork beef combo. Eat all legendary. Yeah, still remember the implications of eating legendaries. Big electric cat. I mean, keyword there is big though, right? And it's a saber-toothed tiger. Like, we used to eat those a long time ago, brother. Whoa, 400 pounds, and it's my height, 6'3", and that's without being, you know, this way. Like, that's a big boy. Like, we're talking double my weight. I mean, that's you're feeding your family, your extended family, your neighbors. Like, I'm thinking you got to go yes on this one. Again, he's like one of my favorite Pokemon, but I'm scared of it. Also love it too much. Or maybe you used to eat tigers. I was busy eating rocks. I'm talking about caveman days, man. Saber-tooth. But hey, maybe your ancestors did just eat rocks, and that's how they got by. Either way, I'm eating that cat. All right. So what specific one are you based on here, buddy? Entei based on the Chinese guardian lion, also known as a food dog or shishi. Let's see here. Overall appearance resemble a lion. Lion meat taste. Let's see here. Likely experience meat is a highly palatable and desirable food source, particularly raw meat. They are adapted to digest raw meats and have taste receptors that are flavor. Let's see here. It's just telling me about what lions eat. Let's see here. Lion, tiger, and panther, no. Well, the saber-toothed tiger, this is just like regular lion at this point. Saying it's pork-like but richer, lean pork, mild tough, mix between beef and chicken, one source describes. Prepared properly, mountain lion meat has been mistaken for pork loin. I mean, at that point, we just have to give it a yes, right? Again, we're trying to keep morals out of it. And if it's just gonna taste like pork, yeah, I'm eating Entei as well. So Suicune, you said was panther. SUI Suicune based on combination of Quillin, a mythical creature of East Asian folklore, a leopard, and the Japanese wind god Fujin. Let's look up leopards. Non-common food sources generally not considered safe or desirable to consume. Health risks and ethical concerns. Leopard meat, like any wild animal's meat, can carry parasites and diseases that are transmittable to humans. So, do we think we would get a disease from eating a Suicune? Leopard then. Well, not a KY panther. I could see it, to be fair. I'm thinking no. I think this is the one that we don't go with. The one of the legendary dogs, as I call them. Alright, Larvitar, again, too small there, buddy. Pupitar, not getting your teeth in that. Tyranitar, we can look up. Let's look up the physiology. Tyranitar, physiology. Dinosaur-like Pokemon with robust armored physique is primarily green and gray, down shape armor, spikers along its back. I'm thinking no, but there could be some good stuff underneath that armor. Does like the most appetizing armor. I don't agree. Rock monster, mukbang win. Let me see. I'm thinking no. Pretty sure they're mostly empty, the whole. That's a good point. Tyranitar. Wait. 445 pounds. I don't know about empty. And then not empty or hollow. Those are just black markings meant to resemble holes. More likely it's part of the armored structure. Thick rocky hide. Let's see here. I'm really mixed on this. I'm heavily leaning towards no, but we don't really know what's underneath there, right? Some people are suggesting similar flavor to dinosaur meat. Possibly gamey like a hawk. I'm heavily leaning towards no on this one, just because of the unknown. They eat mountains, not ideal. That's a good point. You have to consider what your food eats. Lugia. Now, at the beginning of stream, someone said that Lugia looked delicious to them. Let's look up some stuff about Lugia. So, they are based on the Japanese, dragon god of the sea, Ryujin, and the Plesiosaurus. Lugia weight, he's a real big boy, right? Yeah, 476 pounds. The height of 17 feet. That's a thin boy. We're talking 17 feet tall. And he weighs like the same amount as Raikou. Raikou, however you guys want to say it. Like, he weighs like the same amount. That's real weird. Eat him definitely. At the very least, there's a lot to chew on. Pokemon, when y'all clap their cheeks. Showdown style, 3D. He looks like he'd have to weigh more than that if he's 17 feet. Bird bones, that's a good point. That's a good point. I feel like I would have to give it a yes. A lot of it does have to do with the bird aspect. I think the wings wouldn't be much going on there. Those weird like giant hands, but the body and yeah, we're gonna eat Lugia. I mean, we're just talking a giant flying chicken. It's a legendary though. We gotta do our due diligence and actually look into this guy. Wait. A bit less. It weighs 438 pounds and is 12 foot tall. It's a weird thing your Pokemon just won't make any Pokemon weigh more than a car. Yeah. We could be very good at applauding, no matter how big they are. Hot chicken. That's what I was thinking. Like, fairy chicken. Eat rainbow burb. Yeah. I think it'd be weird not to, right? Sun god chicken. Yeah, let's eat the Ho-Oh. So, Celebi. Literally an onion, right? Like, isn't it literally an onion? Combination nature spirit, typically it's worse than time. People call it an onion. Is it actually supposed to be? Like, it might go good in the sand stew. It's an onion-like appearance. That doesn't mean that it is, right? Taste the rainbow. Onion fairy eats time. A lot of people will be mad at you if you eat Ho-Oh, but I think it would be quite yummy. Yeah. I'm real stuck on Celebi, right? Because it looks like an onion. Oh yeah, Wandares. That's the typos on this site. Grass and trees, forest to forest has appeared. Are we just gonna go off of the assumption that it is in fact an onion? Based on the combination of nature spirits, particularly those associated with forests and time, it draws inspiration from Shinto natural worship, fairies, dryads, and tree spirits. Design incorporates plant bulbs and possibly the Japanese god of agriculture. I'm thinking, you know, the onion memes are too prevalent with this guy for us to not take that into account. Spring onion or similar. Yeah, so like spring onion, I would say actually is a lot more fitting. So for assuming spring onion, those can make things taste real good. Yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, some countries definitely would. See, I'm not gonna eat onion by itself, but if we take our sand shrew, we throw it in the sand stew, like, celebi diced up, perfect. We're gonna add celebi to the list. And we're on to generation 3. I believe we're gonna call it for now. But just like with this stream, I'm going to be doing a vote in the Discord. So I'll probably wait until it's a bit closer to the date, or I can put up the poll now. The same two options that were already there, or we can continue the Poke Consume list now that you guys actually know what this is. And I'm actually going to be adding a 4th option. So I'm going to be doing 4 options in the Discord for what I will be streaming next Friday. Again, if for some reason I missed Friday, like I did yesterday, I apologize. It was a rough day. Then it'll fall onto the following Saturday. But make sure if you're not already in the Discord that you join. You can find the Discord link in the description down below, and vote on what we stream next. Like I said, I still think when we finish out this list, again, if people vote for us to continue doing this, right? That's kind of the requirement. But people vote for us to continue doing this series, and I think it'll be a fun thing to do if we manage to get through all 1025 Pokemon, to do this again, but purely community vote. So, like, I can, like, influence your guys' decisions, right? But in the end, it'd be purely community polls dictating whether we eat any or none, right? If you miss Friday, you eat eggs. Thanks for the stream. Vote for the mukbang. Alright, well, thank you guys for hanging out. Hopefully, eventually I can start doing longer streams, but I'm still just, like, burning up right now. But we went about 3 hours, you know. Maybe one day I can get to the point where we're doing, like, 8-hour Friday streams. I might hang out in voice chat in the Discord later, so if you guys are down, just keep an eye out for that. Gonna have to pull up my... Oh yeah, I don't have a shortcut for it set up because I'm lazy. I'm even more lazy because I have to do this. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see all of you next time. Goodbye for now.